Turn off the lights, light up your candles, and power on your HLDX. Oh, dear God, no! It's the Wolfpack. It's the LaserDisc Wolfpack. It's the LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition Podcast. Hello, everybody. I am Sam Hatch, also known as the Culture Hellhound, for this little stretch of Halloween-centric Wolfpack episodes. And we are going to be talking, yes, again, about horror films. A little bit different than last time. We'll explain more as we go along. But first, everybody needs some introduction. So I'm going to pass it right along to the man who puts the IT in spirit, the man who puts the disc in disgusting, the man who puts the rye in 2,4,5 trioxin. Ryan Cushing.
Thanks, Sam. I'm Ryan Cushing, and tonight's podcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola and ABBA. With that, I'll pass it off to Chris Altman.
Thanks, Ryan. Chris Altman here. Glad to be a part of this Wolfpack adventure. Thanks for having me, and looking forward to get into it. What you got, Trevor? Or Bill, I mean.
Yeah, hey, what's up? Bill here from Boston. Happy to be here tonight. Thanks for having me as always. Getting stoked for this Halloween jam that's about to go down. Yeah, what do you got going on tonight, Trevor?
Oh, I'm just here. I'm kind of filling in last minute. Peter decided to film the Lone Wolf and Cub podcast on his own tonight. Just him and his little buddy. So you got me. And I'm going to pass on over to Maxeene.
Maxeene, the LaserDisc Queen, here in way too hot for October, California. And I'm living the spooky fantasy for October, wearing my spookiest Halloween colors, ready to talk about some laser.
Excellent. Yes, and I escaped from Azkaban prison just in time to come and talk about LaserDisc with y'all. So yeah, last episode is the second time we covered horror on this particular podcast adventure we've been doing. And the last one, we were just talking about our favorite horror films that were part of a franchise that had sequels and prequels and that sort of thing. This time, we're going to kick it back a little bit to a time-specific top 5, and we're going to do 80s horror films on LaserDisc. So, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, they could be 80s pressings, but they could be 90s pressings of 80s horror films, just to make it difficult. So yeah, we're going to do our top 5 80s horror. I'm going to go first because that's just how it goes. So I'm going to rock right in with my number 5. And also, this isn't a rule for any, like, if you choose to follow this, you can follow this. But basically, I've been trying not to recycle discs that have showed up on past top 5s. So things from the past, like either like late releases or the previous horror ones, I've been trying not to dip or double dick. Don't do that either. I mean, unless you want to. But anyways, coming up first is An American Werewolf in London, and number 5. Beautiful remastered widescreen edition from Live and Pioneer. Killer cover art there, just such a fun movie, and just a very nice presentation. Single disc, no gatefold or anything like that, but yeah, it's in the original 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio, and yeah, they crushed it with that. Definitely a must have. Number 4 is going to be a box set of Tobe Hooper / Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist. And there is an AC3 reissue of this that I do need to get, but I still haven't picked that up yet. This is the original box that I bought from Columbia House back in the day, and it's still going around. Though I hate these MGM boxes, they kind of like splay out a little bit at the corners, but it's still a nice CAV box. You're going to be flipping sides like a mad person. But the cool thing about this is it has this making of piece at the end, a little making of supplement. And, you actually get to see some of the making of the film, which this is a film that they don't do a ton of behind the scenes stuff, mostly because of how controversial it is with people claiming that Steven Spielberg ghost directed most of the film. So, but it's just a simple, nice, in letterbox form box set. And I saw that film in the theaters and it scared the crap out of me. I mean, some of the special effects are a little, sillier now with, hulks and stuff flying around a room, but still scared the shit out of me. Number 3. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Poltergeist. Number 3, we're going to go with, and you guys knew this was coming. Had to go with Lost Boys.
Yes.
I mean, it gets a lot of crap for not being scary enough. It's too funny, etc. But there's some straight-on horror scenes in this film, particularly when, David's gang goes and decides to feast on a bunch of, skate punk type dudes hanging out at a campfire. There's some good, spooky scenes in it. And it's, I mean, this was a pop cultural atomic bomb that just blew on top of my friends and myself when we all thought we were living in this movie, even though we were in the East Coast and not part of that at all. This is the unletterboxed edition. There's 2 letterboxed editions. There's the AC3 one, which is letterboxed correctly, and there's the previous letterbox one, which is like a weird ratio. It's like 2.0 to 1 or something like that. But this is, my replica of the one I bought from Suncoast back in the day, which I think I gave to Seth or I sold or something. So this is a replacement copy that I got from a dude down the street with Joel Schumacher's signature on it, which unfortunately, I'll see if I can get in there.
Nice.
It got a little bit of like water damage before I got to it, but still not too bad. But yeah, rest in peace, Joel Schumacher. And man, Lost Boys is the coolest. It's not just all about the sax man, but I think it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Sexy sax man makes it better.
Shout out to Tim Capello. He's the man. Number 2, we are going with a very important film because it's got Tom motherfucking Atkins.
Yes.
Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, son. Yeah, son.
Oh yeah. It's got a punch out, so it's not like particularly pristine, but this thing saw a lot of wear. My parents actually picked this up for me. They're the coolest out of a clearance bin in Boston when they were just shopping one day, and I'm like, hell yeah, Night of the Creeps. I mean, it's not letterboxed or anything, but still gotta have it. So it's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, see it now. I mean, watch the podcast and then see it. And then number 1, nobody's gonna be surprised. John Carpenter's The Thing signature collection. Untouchable. I do have the previous letterboxed one, which was very nice too. And I used to have the old Pan and Scan crappy MCA one with that goofy rainbow kind of corner.
Yeah.
I never got into the aesthetics of that, so I think I sold that. Don't tell anybody. Actually, I donated that to Goodwill. But yeah, before I knew better. But yeah, this took me a while to find this, and I got it in a lot that B and Cardi tipped me off on that happened to be like an hour's drive from my house, and
wow.
It was a really smoking hot deal and a lot of good stuff. Yeah, great special features on here. I mean, a lot of stuff has been ported over into later releases, but yeah, this is a seminal release and one of the best remakes of all time. So that's my number un. What do you got going on, Ryan?
So we were doing the 80s. I didn't get that memo.
Yeah, sorry. You're going to have to put down all those 60s and 50s horror films you had selected.
Ooh, that's going to be rough.
Sorry, pal.
Let's see if I can do this like on, a limited notice. Okay, so I went family friendly for my top 5. I believe they're all for kids and grown-ups. So we'll start it out with a little bit of Italian love. There we go. As you can tell by the writing on the cover, yep. And for those of you who want an audio-only version, I'm holding up a copy of Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes.
It's really good. You know what? I might not want to flip that around because Sam will get demonetized and delisted on YouTube. But there's a lot of scary things going on, and a lot of family-friendly, heartwarming scenes, and I think it ends happily as well. So that's my number 5. Moving on to number 4, nice another family-friendly movie, Return of the Living Dead.
Don't you mean Battalion?
This is the Japanese copy called Battalion. Does anyone know why they called it Battalion?
Just for good measure.
Probably the same reason Prince of Darkness is called Paradigm.
Maybe it just translates better. Who knows? But
Above the Law, King of Harley.
Because there's a lot of like combat.
Demons was taken.
Yeah,
Demons was taken.
That's true. There is a lot of family friendliness to this, and definitely not characters not wearing clothes most of the movie. But
yeah, Linnea Quigley, real family friendly.
Exactly. Keeping the theme of friendliness, Demons, just great movie. We can talk about this one all day. We could all probably hold this up and not feel bad about it making a top 5, but I just love it. It's great, and you have motorcycles and swords. I mean,
that's Saxon.
Yes, Saxon.
Number 2, you've got space vampires and a lead character that wears as much clothing as the lead character in Return of the Living Dead. So
family friendly.
Yeah, family friendly. And speaking of family, what if you're all connected as a family?
Yes!
Society. Now this is one like I felt bad about leaving off a couple other podcasts, and I look back and I'm like, did I forget this? Like, no, I like made sure that I was going to cover this because this just has an amazing ending scene that there's a lot going on. It is spoiled on the back of the jacket, but so it's really family friendly. It's amazing. Family. Just amazing horror, and it's so far out there, but I just love it. So yeah, that's my top 5. Who do we got next? Altman.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, glad to be a part of this one. This one is a definitely a filled decade of awesome horror movies. So I feel like there's so many that do not make the cut, and I don't know, man. I can go all day long talking about this stuff, but I don't know, and try not to repeat things I've done before. So with all that in mind, I'm going to start off with number 5 will be Pumpkinhead.
Yes.
This one stars Lance Hendrickson. This one's got some uber killer special effects. Yeah. Great flick. This is my number 5. If you have not seen it, way worthy.
Yeah.
Number 5, Pumpkinhead. Number 4, we're going to go to the Italian side. We're going to go to Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. This is another great film. This is the Dutch pressing. What is it? The Elite Entertainment, right? Elite EC Entertainment.
Yeah.
That's right. Copy of the film, and then I also have the Japanese version as well with a nice obi strip, so I can hear it and see it.
Excellent.
As well.
Full resolution.
That's right. Number 3, and I feel like this is probably, I don't know, probably my favorite film of the trilogy, if we're going to leave it at the trilogy, but it'd be Romero's Day of the Dead.
Yes.
This one is like super dark. I just love everything about it. Savini's effects are also amazing. I don't know what else to say about this one. I'm sure everybody's seen it, but definitely way up there for me. This is my favorite out of the 3, honestly.
Yeah, mine too.
Can't go wrong there. And then, of course, the Elite version as well. Got to have both.
Bub's the man.
Yeah. So number 2, man, getting down to some big guns here. I got to go with Cronenberg's The Fly.
Nice.
I feel like I don't know. I can't even tell you how many times I watched this movie with my dad growing up on cable or whatever. But great flick. Goldblum's amazing. Gina Davis, the whole thing. The Brundlefly, love it. And then number 1, the ultimate slow burn, The Shining.
Nice.
I don't know what else I can say about this one, man. I love this amazing flick. Can't go wrong there.
Jacket art rocks too.
And
Yeah.
yes, it
Nice
does.
one.
Mm-hmm. That's my top 5. What you got, Bill?
Great.
All right. I don't know if these are necessarily in like my top 5 best order or just like 5, super cool ones that I pulled off the shelf. But number 5 that I'll start off with, and again, I'm trying to not repeat stuff because I do cover a lot in what I've watched and top picks and all that. But yeah, my first one, I have 2 copies just because I like this one so much. Got Street Crash, but
Nice.
I believe this is German.
Nice.
On the left here, and then the Japanese one over here on the right. So it's just out of control. Like the melting special effects are over the top. The just the grittiness of the movie, the portrayal of the street people, it's all just ridiculous. It's a really good time. It's I guess half comedy, horror, totally entertaining. Really, really a blast. My next one, I love Fulci, and I think I did the Beyond on one. I'm always spinning the movies when I'm testing stuff. House by the Cemetery, I think, was on another one of the casts. So I tried to, grab something different that you don't see every time. So I pulled out Conquest. This movie is just so trippy and foggy and surreal and out there. It feels like a dream almost. And it is kind of an adventure movie, but I'd say it's more on the horror adventure side, if that's even like a crossover genre. My next one, this one really stuck with me. I think I was in the 9th or 10th grade, and this guy that I grew up with had a friend in the neighborhood that lived up the street, and he brought through the most extreme horror movie ever, or so he was touting it as. And he showed up with this gigantic VHS box. And it was Cannibal Ferox, and when I got into LaserDiscs, I heard they had a copy of it, so tracked this one down. And this movie's just, I don't know, a really good entry in the cannibal, Italian cannibal genre. It's a really good time. It is pretty watchable. There are some kind of fast forward scenes in it, with animal violence and stuff like that. Those aren't really cool, but the practical effects are really fun. The story is pretty interesting. It is similar to the other ones that are out there. Make sure if you do get it though, you get the one with the barf bag. You guys might need it. I don't know. I haven't needed it yet, but we'll see when I put it on next. Possibly. We got a favorite of the Wolfpack apparently. Also one of my favorites, The Day of the Dead. Love this one.
Nice.
Yes, super good time. The Elite version's where it's at too. There's a phenomenal picture on this. It's I believe it's the uncut version as well. Really good audio and picture transfer on that. And finally, again, these aren't in any particular order. Just favorite '80s jams of mine that I haven't really covered yet. One you don't see very often, Death Spa, also known as Witch Bitch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Region. This is a cut version of the film. It's not uncut, but that's all right. All the good fun stuff's there. All the cheesy acting, the computer taking over the futuristic spa. If you guys haven't seen this movie, check it out. It's got a pretty wild story, and they just went for it. It's a pretty good example of an '80s movie that probably never get greenlit. So those are my top 5. What do you have for us, Trevor?
Good picks.
Thanks.
Well, while I was sitting here, I've already thrown 2 in the cat box, so I had a couple spares. But so Pet Cemetery got squeezed into the list.
Nice.
Which original one. Wasn't planning on talking about this one that much, but anyways, everybody knows Pet Cemetery. So sometimes dead is better. Like a little boy coming back to life.
Yeah, he's the creepiest.
Yes, he is. Then I've kind of noticed I kind of have a lot of the same actors when I pick my movies. So I have another Rutger Hauer one. I'm
Nice.
putting The Hitcher in there.
Ah, cool.
Good choice.
Basically, I mean, guy gets picked up, hitchhiker on the side of the road, basically torments the guy that picks him up the entire time. So it was remade with was it 006?
Yeah, Sean
The
Bean.
bad guy in it.
Yeah.
So but watch the original if you haven't seen it.
Just
Yeah,
gonna say,
Rutger.
I've got the remake, but not the original. I need to track
Oh,
down
yeah.
a copy of that one.
Yeah, there's really no like there's like a German on Blu-ray or something. That movie's for some reason, I don't know, tough to get.
And this I'm putting in the list as another one that got knocked out. I'm going with the original Evil Dead.
Yes.
I said I
Good
put
choice.
Evil Dead 2 in the one last week or 2 weeks ago. Put the original in. You got Bruce Campbell. He's a cut out of a lot of movies, so you usually just got to watch him in deleted scenes. But this is like his perfect vehicle right there. And then I'm gonna put Monkey Shines in here.
Nice.
Got a guy's paraplegic in a wheelchair. I basically give him a monkey, like as a little companion, who basically starts doing every screwed up thing the guy wants him to do, killing whatever's in his way, basically taking care of the business. But this is another George Romero movie. It's one you should check out if you haven't seen it.
The monkeys
And
that
then-
they used in that movie came from like a helping monkeys organization out of Boston. I guess they're still in business. I like Googled them after I watched it, and yeah, sure
Nice.
enough, they're still around.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get one yet?
No, I wish. They're for well, no, I don't wish actually. They're for people that need assistive living and whatnot, and they're real deal like monkeys.
Man, hopefully the movie ones didn't all go psycho and
Yeah,
had to be put down.
But this is, to me, like a perfect 80s sequel. I just watched this too. Hello, Mary Lou. It's Prom Night 2. Prom Night 1, it's like
Let's
your
watch that.
basic slasher that, yeah, I watched
With
it too.
disco.
I'll end up talking about it. But yeah, it's got they don't get too crazy in it. It's not paranormal. Not trying to give nothing away in it. But they went balls out in part 2. There's everything. There's crazy special effects. You got people, possessions, basically coming back from the dead. You got 80s nude scenes. You got crazy killing. Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2 is a definite must watch. Even if you don't watch Prom Night 1 or watch the other ones, watch 2. You should watch 3 if you can, but I put 2 above 3. So that's my 5 I chose. I'm going to send it on over to Maxeene.
Pulling my stack out here. Okay. Well, I too have tried really hard not to repeat, but I'm having to give an honorable mention to one of my all-time favorites that was in the original horror discussion that we talked about in one of the long time now feeling podcasts. So this is the honorable mention since I already used it.
Excellent.
Okay, so number 5 is Dr. Caligari.
nice.
This is like out there.
Hmm.
This is really one that if you like Cafe Flesh or like Pink Flamingos, you probably would enjoy this. It's really like culty and just crazy. It's visually like insane. There's a lot of great just stand alone scenes where you could just quote things from. I mean, it's really out there. I feel like this one really doesn't get talked about that much, maybe because no one likes it, but I like it. It's really freaking out there, but it's just like the environment that this is probably one of my favorite just insane scenes, just the costuming of it. This is Dr. Caligari there, but this is just one that is just really worth a watch. If you've never seen it, I feel like a lot of people probably haven't seen it. But
Who's in it? Anybody we know?
It's a pretty, to me, no one I really recognized other than from just being in this. But yeah, it's right on the cusp. It's 1989, December 1989 it was released.
Just made it.
Because I was contemplating it for my 90s top, and I'm like, nope, it's 89, so it's going in. So, number 4, Christine.
Very nice.
I have a 1960 Dodge Phoenix, and when I bought the car, the radio literally turned on just by itself with no battery plugged in. And so I ended up like deeming that car Christine after this movie.
Don't go to the drive-in with it.
Whatever you do.
It holds a special place since my car is literally like, it looks really similar, has the same like headlights as this. It's just a different body style. This is a Plymouth. But I just love his like change into like Mr. Bad Boy.
Yeah, man.
So good. Okay. Number 3.
It's back.
It's back. It was so good. It made it. Instantly, I was like in love with this creature. And I wanted something that felt like kind of more of that slasher vibe. And this really, really felt like that. Because I didn't want to include another Friday. I almost did. But I love Friday the 13th. But this is so good. This monster, I mean, and there's so many good scenes with just the regular characters too. Like this one kid, he's all into like monster movies and the famous monster comics, and he's like, his aunt's like staying in his house, and he goes to all this trouble to like try and scare her, and then she's like, oh, that's cute, are you gonna wear that to breakfast? You know, like, and he's just wearing this full-on like monster mask and like got like this whole like big old outfit. He's like, you know, like flash powder and everything. He goes all this trouble, and she's just like, you're gonna wear that to breakfast, you know? And so there's a lot of just like things that just stupid things that that's my favorite, when it's just something so just plain that it just makes me like cry laughing because it's so stupid. And there's lots of those in here. So this is, and then obviously I love special effects of just really out there monsters. I just love all the teeth. This guy, there's no eyes, so he's like, and they're in the basement, and they're just like multiplying, and it's crazy. And the big one, he's like staring right at the kid, but it doesn't have eyes, and so the kid like figures that out. He like throws something, and then it like goes over there because it has ears, I guess. But yeah, it's really worth watching if you can find a way to watch that. I heard they have small tiny discs you can see things on, but because this is kind of hard to find, but
all right, it's
really worth seeing. Okay, number 2 is Waxwork.
Nice.
Damn.
Awesome.
I love Deborah Foreman, and she is so great in this. This really, to me, checked a lot of boxes too, because it had kind of that like vampire movie, werewolf movie, like ancient Egypt vibe. It has like all these different environments that you get to experience just like in one film. That's also like a high school movie. So
I had that on my list and I pulled it off at the last minute.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was one that didn't make it, almost made the cut.
Well, it's here for you too.
The cover is so sick on it too.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
You mean that LaserDisc logo?
Well, yeah.
Great image. Great image release.
I love all the faces.
Yeah,
all those.
I mean, it has at the end. I love when side B gets just like an epic battle, and this has the perfect side B epic monster battle where all the things that are there, they resurrect all of the wax people, and they're like gonna take over the earth. That's their plan, and basically they're getting fire thrown at them, and all the Van Helsing types are like coming out with the wooden stakes and the silver swords, and it's great. It's really great.
It goes on and on.
It's start to finish. It's good. And obviously Deborah Foreman, who I love her. She's Julie from Valley Girl.
Oh yeah.
So number 1,
Song of the South.
Brought this puppy in. This is Class Newcomb High.
Nice.
Damn.
Quality Trauma had to make it here. This is high quality trauma here. The monster in this, woo!
Nice.
So many good special effects. So much just like classic 80s vibe. It's got like the Mad Max, like apocalyptic gang that somehow is in high school.
Of course.
And they're called the Cretans. And they're just like driving motorcycles down the halls. Like, I mean, it is so quality. So much quality here. This is one that I like did not know if this even made it to LaserDisc. This is one of the first ones I really sought out to get on LaserDisc as a Japanese copy. This was actually, I think this might actually be one of the first Japanese discs that I bought. It doesn't have the OB, so obviously the picture quality is terrible, but it's a corner OB, which really makes me upset too, because I love the little tiny ones so much.
Yep.
So one day someone will send me a scan of it, I think.
Yeah, we'll make one for you.
But yes, this one's really good. If you haven't seen it, that's highly recommended for trauma. Obviously, Toxic Avenger, but that's kind of a, I don't know, it kind of ekes out a little bit over Toxic Avenger. Just because Toxic Avenger is a little bit, it's more well known. This is a little bit more underground.
Nice.
That's my 5.
All right, excellent choices, everybody. Speaking of underdogs going up against some more well-known projects, we're gonna do a Wolfpack Wolfpick, and this time we didn't give everyone a heads up on what the 2 titles that are going to be going head-to-head. I don't know if Altman, you've been involved in this before. Basically, we're just gonna do a throwdown between 2 movies, and we're just gonna go in order, and everybody gives their pick out of the 2, and then your reason why. And then we'll see who's the winner. The last one I believe was Texas Chainsaw 2 versus Hellraiser 3. And the last I saw, it was still coming out with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was pulling up ahead. So just by a hair though. Yeah, Ewoks Battle for Endor was in there, and also as a write-in from Donald. So that was a potential winner, but no, yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is taking it. So this time we're gonna go. Altman might enjoy this because he showed some Cronenberg earlier. We're going Cronenberg head to head, and we're kind of cheating a little bit because one of these might have come out in 1979. But anyways, we're going Dead Ringers versus The Brood. So simmer on that for a second. Yeah, I know it's tough. So if nobody's seen it, Dead Ringers is super intense thriller with Jeremy Irons playing twin gynecologists and all the kind of insane problems that will conjure, especially when they're interested in a woman that gets thrown into the mix. And then The Brood is a really like funky late 70s, early 80s film about a divorce that it's like Kramer versus Kramer, but with weird pseudoscience, because there's this dude at a clinic that is teaching people how to like express their rage, and it's actually causing things to happen to their bodies. So yeah, check them both out if you can. I'm gonna go with The Brood only because it is just a little more horror than Dead Ringers. Dead Ringers is a killer film with amazing performances, across the board, and some terrifying gynecological instruments that were created for the film too. But The Brood is, I don't know, the first time I saw it, it just really connected with me. And I love that just this weird clinic that Samantha Eggar's character is going to, and then just how it all just kind of unfolds and the insanity of it all. And it does have some good kills and some good spooky moments in there too. Little kids involved, like creepy kids. So that goes far for me. And, it's a little bit of the underdog in the two. So I'm going with The Brood. What do you got, Ryan?
Man, like both of those, they're great. But I gotta go with The Brood. Like,
dude.
And I think about Dead Ringers, and I'm like, man, there's some things that just really unnerving and creepy. But those kids in The Brood, they do it for me. It's just like, ooh, that is something that just creeps me out. So, how about you, Altman?
All right, so I feel like the whole Jeremy Irons really gives Dead Ringers a big run for the money, but the body horror in The Brood and I'm not going to have any spoilers, but like, you know, the ending and what you see there, like that's the W for me. So I'm going to go with The Brood.
Damn.
Very, very tough pick though, man.
All right.
I mean, you know, I don't know. That's a tough one. What you got, Bill?
Well, I haven't watched them in a long time. I've seen both of them, but not in at least 10 years. I have them both on laser, and they're back on the to watch list, but just haven't prioritized them. So just going on the covers alone, I'm going to go with Dead Ringers. It's got a cooler cover.
Also a perfectly acceptable tactic for choosing.
It also has a better bonus movie.
I thought you were a huge fan of that, Ryan.
I am not. It should lose points for that.
Hey, they were experimental films that he did before, so they're not necessarily made for normal human consumption.
They could have experimentally left them off.
Love it. What do you got, Trevor?
Well, these are two movies I honestly don't know much about. I'm not even positive if I've seen them, but I was a big fan of Edge, Christian, and Gangrel, The Brood, WWE. They used to come up through the stage, through the ring of fire, give people a bloodbath.
Nice.
I got to go with Gangrel and The Brood.
Yeah, we don't need educated decisions. So we just need decisions. It doesn't matter. So that works.
I'm your man. Then.
Excellent. What do you got, Max?
Well, I hate to have to admit this, but I have not seen either one.
That's cool. Make up a dumb reason.
I only have on my shelf The Brood, so I have to pick The Brood. I haven't seen it yet, but I do.
You probably sold all the Criterion Dead Ringers to Donald and Peter.
I think I probably did.
Probably had it on your shelf.
I don't have it in here, and that's my reasoning. I have The Brood here. I do not have Dead Ringers.
All right. So it looks like The Brood is taking it so far. Here, let's see what the kids on Facebook and the YouTube comments have to say, and we'll report back on that on the next episode.
Cue the
hey, as far as The Brood,
yeah.
As far as The Brood releases, I just know about the one image. Is there like any widescreen releases of that, or?
Not that I know of.
Didn't
Yeah,
get
if you're
much love,
talking
did it?
discs, like a Dead Ringers Criterion box is a pretty tough contender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's the one that I got, and I was like, that's got a cool cover on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Guys,
no joke, the quality
But
though
there's
for the image release is pretty decent because it's a 1990 release of a 1979 film, so like it looks pretty decent. And then I think, did it show up in the Cronenberg box, but was still not a better transfer?
yeah, I still don't have that Cronenberg box because you guys warned me about it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the most disappointing Japanese box known to man because it has these films that you like and they don't look any better, if not worse.
yeah, and this sweet 90s box set that you're like, awesome.
Yeah, it was like a 1996 box set, and they did nothing. They just like, let's slap this on. Like, it seems like it should have been released in the U.S. and not Japan.
So yeah, there could be some better editions of The Brood, but yeah. So I don't know how many. I'll have to check the LDDB to see how many total like got released, but I don't know of any like.
I see two.
Just two. All right.
I'm looking now too.
There's 3 with the Cronenberg box, so like
Yeah.
2 standalones and then the Cronenberg
All right.
box.
So underrepresented even in terms of available LaserDiscs. So there you go. All right. It did get the Criterion treatment post LaserDisc, so yeah, better late than never, I guess.
As it should.
Yeah.
True.
So, all right, The Brood. We love you, apparently, even if we've seen you or not.
Yo.
Thanks for everyone for playing. All right, we're gonna go into recent pickups next. Should be relatively quick for me. I didn't get a ton of stuff, but I did get a few things. The first up was a disc that's been on my wish list for LD for quite some time, just because I wanted to upgrade my VHS, and Bill forced me to buy it. So that is Popcorn.
Yes.
Nice.
We'll be talking about this a little bit later. Of course, I own this on so many different forms, but yeah, I gotta have the LD just for the killer cover graphics. And yeah, we'll be
That's the best movie crowd ever. I've never seen a more hype audience.
Dude, it's so cool. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be returning to that later in the same podcast. Keeping it spooky, I got some creepy stuff from Altman, who sent me a box in the mail, and so I got Jane Fonda's workout.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Nice disc.
Highly recommended workout.
Pretty terrifying. Yeah.
Things made the rounds.
I've done that workout. It's highly recommended.
So yeah, there's some tips and tricks on here.
Did I get that from Trevor? Did you send that to me?
So I think I sent it to Ryan, and Ryan probably sent it to you.
Yeah.
It keeps getting better because I mean,
made the rounds.
Once you've kind of limbered up, then you can start doing some other dance moves when you're at an evening at La Cage with all of your favorite drag queens just dancing and whooping it up, dressed up like Liza Minnelli and all your favorite celebrities. Yeah.
These are
you
straight
say
from
Liza
my
Minnelli's
right
a drag queen?
So I think that one really did come from Trevor. That one came from Trevor.
That one did come from me.
This says drag queens
were owned by me at one time.
Impersonating Anne Margaret, Dolly Parton, Diana Ross, Olivia Newton-John, Natalie Cole, Helen Reddy, Eartha Kitt, Judy Garland, and of course, Liza Minnelli.
Where do you guys even find
high quality?
I find it in my mailbox from Altman.
I have that on my shelf, guys.
It's an image.
My collection.
It's an image release.
It is an image release.
That's just so good.
So Sam, is it rotted?
La Cage I've not seen, but I did fire up the workout,
sure.
the Jane Fonda, and that it was okay. There was a bit of maybe mild spackling, but I really got a sweat. Yeah, I put on my tights and I was doing my moves. But the whole
leg warmers.
Yeah, I had to have
did
leg
Altman
warmers.
keep the leg warmers, or did he send those too?
No, he made me buy my own. So
okay,
but yeah, I got a discount. He gave me a coupon, so that was good. But the whole reason he sent the box was to send me this, which is actually like a hand-me-down super gift from Bill through Chris, and it's amazing. It's the Toho SF Encyclopedia Super Mega Box. It's all about the special effects and the killer scenes. It's basically just a montage of all the heavy hitter like money shots from every Toho movie from the 50s until mid 80s or so. And it's just unstoppable. Like once you start watching it, and it has all the scenes, it's got a little bit of narration in Japanese, and of course all the dialogue from the films is in Japanese, but a lot of it's letterboxed. Like if it's a proper scope film and stuff, it's letterboxed. Really looks fantastic. And then at the end of each kind of segment, they have some still photographs of the cast and crew like working on the effects and everything. It's just delightful. Nothing much on the back, but it does have a booklet and all that kind of stuff, and it's got these cool I'll show them quick.
It's also super old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think this originally dropped on television in like 84 or something like that, or wherever the heck they aired it from. But I did see that there was some mention in there's a couple things in here. There's like a Toho full lineup kind of thing, and there is some stuff from the 90s on this. So I'm guessing, even though it's got
some LaserDisc database inaccuracies going on.
Yeah, it's probably like a lot of those 80s LaserDiscs I have, where they have the Obi strip, and on the back of it is like a movie that came out like way later than 1982, and you're like, wait a second, how's like Police Academy 5 available in 1982? So I think it's one of those deals.
Good call. Yeah, because I think the database says that it's early 80s. And I remember it striking me as odd that it had digital sound on it.
Yeah, because all my Japanese anime discs from around that time, they do not have digital sound.
No, analog everything up.
Yeah, it's got Obi strip, of course. You need that. But
maximum.
High quality picture now.
Sick. Booklet. Yeah, I love this back picture. Like, that's cool. I actually want to like get a poster of that bad boy. Let's see. Here we go.
That's sweet.
Badass. And the discs themselves are in these like little cardboard, they're not like regular jackets, they're just like paper, but they have this kind of like blacker than black, like Godzilla on them. Then there's 3 of those. Really, really nice. And then they've got elephant condoms inside. Sorry, I thought I almost dropped a box, but yeah, 3 of those bad boys. And I started I cheated. I started with the 3rd disc first and worked my way backwards, because Godzilla versus Megalon is just like my absolute favorite, and I had to start with the disc that had Godzilla versus Megalon on it first. Yeah, Awesome stuff.
That's super cool.
So that's it so far. I got a lot of stuff that's in transit, but we need the postage service and of course the international service to kick some things loose. So I'll be reporting back with some more discs next time. On to Ryan. Thanks, Chris, by the way, for that sweet drag queen disc.
No problem. No problem. Yep, you're welcome.
I'd like to thank Casey's General Store, purveyor of the finest gasoline station pizza. They're also an official sponsor of the Wolfpack.
Voted #1 gas station pizza for what, 5 years in a row now?
Yeah, because you know everybody else is trying to compete in that category.
Yes.
So
Speedway.
I got a couple of pickups. Japan came twice, and I tried to keep everything on theme. So here we go. Started out with a little bit of Flintstones. Nice.
Love that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
Sounds so fun.
And then we'll move on to actual scary horror things. Finally got a copy of this. I've been looking for it, and Greg in Florida, and I don't know where he's been getting all this stuff, but he's just had pure heat and hitting Facebook like once or twice a week. So shout out again to him.
Good pickup.
Nice From Beyond the Grave. This one has been on my list for a while. I love the cover.
Dude.
And I've never seen it, and it's like a 98 widescreen. So, and I don't know when this movie came out. I just know the cover, and I think it looks badass. And
Damn,
I don't
that's
know if it's
something
70s,
I would actually buy.
but really, really cool. And then I got this one from this Hollywood LaserDisc place. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Nope.
It's a sweet, sweet death trap.
Damn.
And it's just a really awesome looking cover. Again, something I just wanted, no idea. I mean, if the cover is this good, even if the movie's terrible, it's a 6, right? That's like a 6 out of 10.
There's no guy with a scythe in it. There's just giant alligators, unfortunately.
It's for sale on eBay.
That movie rules, by the way. You should check it out.
Yeah.
It is not on eBay.
Yeah.
I finally picked up the US copy of Zombie. I got this in trade from Joe. I made this amazing trade with Joe. Finally, I got to meet him up in Milwaukee because he was visiting and brought some stuff, and I brought some stuff, and we met in a parking lot because you can't like interact with people now that you don't know because we're all going to die if we do.
Did he make out?
No, his wife was there.
Yeah, awkward.
Yeah, tell me about it.
She hold the camera.
That's on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Locked behind the paywall.
Another sweet pickup from Joe. This is Scream Blackula Scream. It's a Japanese only. So really, really cool. I'll probably be watching this in the next few days for sure. But something I really want to see after seeing the first one and really enjoying it. And then I got a few other things. You guys might have heard of this. It's a Japanese film about getting married and the horrors of it, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
And then
and a well.
I believe this one's about the divorce portion of that. I don't know. But I got this ridiculous lot of like 30 discs, and it had some cool horror stuff I wanted. And like nobody else bid against me, so it probably cost me more to ship it here than it did for the actual lot. But I got those, and they were like perfect, and so why not?
Yeah.
And then
First one's a classic.
I got something from across the border. Shout out to the only Canadian in LaserDisc Trevor, Garth. But this was not from him. Apparently, they had these LaserDiscs in other places in Canada besides him. I don't know. Yeah. But I finally got a copy. I was super paranoid. It's an ex-rental, but like it's not like trash or anything, which is surprising because you never know with a rental. Like it looked good, but there was just like a little bit of label that I had to remove, and just disc was really nice. I don't know if people had stopped renting LaserDiscs in 2000. Probably,
yeah.
that worked in my favor. And then I got this really, really sweet local collection from a place. They emailed me and said, "Hey, we got some horror LaserDiscs in. You want to come buy them?" And then they sent me the list, and I did. So I finally got a copy of this.
Yes.
All right.
Nice Pioneer Special Edition, and I've never seen it, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's worthy.
I snuck in the movie theater when I was like 13 for that one.
Nice.
Nice. Another a pickup. You guys probably heard of this franchise. I'd been looking for this movie, US or Japanese. I've never gotten a copy in a billion collections. I've gotten like every other one probably twice. But this one I'd never gotten a copy of, and finally scored a really nice one with the Obi so that I can see the picture. And not
it's the
just
last
experience
movie too. So it's the final chapter.
Yeah, they stopped it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no more.
pretty
Yeah.
notable.
And then I got this reboot franchise. I don't even know what's going on. I love this cover, the way it shines. The light
that's
hits
sick.
it.
That's awesome.
Hey, wait, that one's also the final.
I know. So I think it's like a reissue or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
or he
yeah.
goes further to hell.
Okay, yeah.
Who knows?
Can't
That
have two
was-
finals. It's gotta
very,
be-
yeah.
very supernatural.
Yeah. And then I got this.
Hmm.
It's a full moon that wasn't listed as a full moon, and I picked it up on eBay, or not eBay, Japan auctions, like ages ago. I want to say like May or June. And it took forever to ship, and like I kept seeing copies go up and go away, and I'm like, well, I'll get mine eventually. This thing is like minty, so I can't complain.
Looks romantic.
Great. Sherilyn Fenn in there.
Oh, nice. I love Sherilyn Fenn.
Yeah, she's great in that.
And I did update LaserDisc database to include that with the full moons, along with a couple others that were just on there but
Crash
not
and
listed
Burn.
as full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Crash and Burn was one of them. So like,
Yeah, how
if
did
you
they miss
look
that one?
and you thought you were full moon complete, you might not be now because it's
Womp
now
womp.
more
Not.
up to date. And if you're trying to become full moon complete,
Good luck.
that's the hard one. I
Yeah,
think. Maybe not.
definitely. No,
Then there's the whole porno one, Full Poon. That's tough to get all those too. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
those ones though, like if you know a
What, like
guy,
Dark
you gotta
Tide?
knock and whatnot. I got a couple left, and then one special hardware thing. So nice
Ooh.
copy of Hellraiser 4. This cover is amazing looking. So
Probably better than the movie.
I've never seen
Probably.
the cover before, and I love
Isn't
Hellraiser.
that's Bloodlines, right?
Yeah.
Bloodlines?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can you show the front again, dude?
yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
No
Yeah,
one
that's
bid
dope.
against me. I don't know if they weren't looking for it or what, but like this cover is amazing. So
Yeah, the cover's
again,
definitely better than the movie on that one.
starts
Yeah.
at 6 out of 10 based on the
Damn.
cover.
Yeah, easily.
Yep.
And then got a box set here, nice Japanese box set.
Nice.
Night of the Living Dead.
Hmm.
I didn't have this box set, and it's a really cool box set.
I
Beautiful
never even
presentation.
knew it was a box until like 2 years ago, maybe at the
Yeah.
earliest.
You just see like the scan, you're like, okay, yep, Night of the Living Dead, cool.
Single disc, maybe double disc.
But it's got like really, really nice jackets for everything
damn.
with art.
Ooh.
I don't know how many people have actually seen this whole box set.
Nope.
Sure,
not me.
Bill has or Altman.
Yeah, I've got one. It's great.
It's got a nice postcard.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. And then
Love
it's
that.
got a sweet poster. And I think it's a fake auto pen signature on the
Sure.
poster.
Yeah, it's not
But,
real.
like, it's got a signature and it's just like really nice. And then of course the back of the poster
Information.
is the information. So
Cool.
you can use your Google Translate app to get like maybe 10% of it right. But I muted myself with the
I was gonna
hitting the
say,
space bar.
what happened there, buddy?
I don't know what I said last, but
You said, Sam, you're beautiful. And
I
said,
probably
"Thanks, buddy."
did.
He's just swearing a lot. And
Yeah.
Motherfucking Night of the motherfucking Living Dead.
Yeah. So like I'm not going to show off the rest of it, but it's just a really, really amazingly put together box set. One of those things that why didn't they do a US version? I mean, I guess we just didn't want to spend as much money on Laserdiscs. But
yeah, I mean the Elite version's good, but that box set's beautiful.
Oh,
All
yeah, like-
of the Living Dead box sets for Japan are great.
and then I got this
Dude,
really,
it probably has the most releases too.
Yep.
So many.
really common horror. I don't know if you guys have heard of Trilogy of Terror 2.
I have it.
It's a
Everyone's
pa-
got a copy.
It's a Paramount release.
I have it on DVD.
From
Don't tell anybody.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Trevor.
I'm really looking forward to this. And I got it in trade from Joe, and he was just really nice to meet, and he traded me some really cool oddball stuff that if you're into it, it's really awesome. If you're not, you're like, why the hell is he holding up some weird doll from Hong Kong?
Dude, it's the
but-
Zuni fetish doll. It's the best.
Sam knows his fetish dolls.
Dude,
that
man,
movie's
yeah.
seriously rare.
Yeah.
Jokes
You-
aside that Ryan's making.
And then I got a LaserDisc player. So I'd ordered this
What?
a
You watch
while
'em?
ago, and we talked about our struggles with getting things to come from Japan, and finally it's like the floodgates opened, everything got packed and shipped, and I think Bill's like maybe a week behind me getting just barraged, but I ordered a really nice R7G here.
What?
Yes.
And I'd been wanting another one, and it came, and the entire top was caved in because they put like 30 pounds of laser discs on top of it. So Sam,
Ooh.
I've sent you the photos.
I've seen the evidence.
You
Yes.
can just cover me with the photos, but it was just
Boy.
like crushed down. And then I took the lid off because I'm like, okay, this is gonna go poorly. And the bars that run across the top that hold like the top of the spindle bent in. The entire front and back of like the frame bent like inward. So I'm like, okay, this is just gonna be screwed. So I was chatting with Bill and Peter and sending them photos and going, I'm screwed. Like this is just toast. But I started bending things back together like straight. I spent probably a couple hours straightening like the top bars and the frame, just trying to get it like level to back where it was. And then I got that all together, and the laser assembly would not raise and lower properly. And so I looked, and it didn't seem bad. So I bought a replacement belt from Ethan. He makes these sweet. I think he said he gets these from a supplier, but they're genuine rubber, so they're not going to like break down. But the belt fixed the rest of it. So the covers, top of it's a little bit dented. You can kind of see a little bit of it there, but I hammered it out pretty solid.
Looks like a little demon hand was trying to pop out from inside.
Yeah.
So it might be haunted.
That's where the like frame was that it crushed down on, and there was like the person who had it before me put like these little rubber spacers so that when it vibrates it doesn't like make noise because it's a very light player. That's where those were on the support beams. So like it literally had crushed it down because there was so much weight on it. But the thing works great now. I haven't tested the digital audio, but if I can spin discs and it can play both sides to the end and not stop or skip or do anything,
you're good.
I'm there. So
it'll probably play on the digital side.
I'll probably test it tomorrow or
Way
whatever.
to bring it back to life.
Yeah, like I was about ready to write it off and thinking, well, I'm never gonna get one of these players.
Never give up. Never give up, dude.
But it didn't have a remote, but I know a guy who might be sick. So whenever he's not dying, we'll sync back up.
Or if he dies, then you can take it too.
I'll be at the estate sale.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
I think he's okay though, whoever he is.
Yeah. Who couldn't make the podcast.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to pass it off to our friend, Chris Altman.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, so I got this pickup here, and I believe it is a Wolfpack must-have that comes with like 7 shipping updates. I believe it has Don the Dragon Wilson in it.
Yes.
That's it.
The Magic Kid. So I picked this up. Tried to watch it with my son, but it lasted about 15 minutes, and he wasn't interested anymore. So we'll try again later at a later date. But yeah, man, this was super cheap, and I got several shipping updates, which was pretty awesome. So yeah, I got that one. Then I also got from a certain member of the Wolfpack Puppet Master 4.
Nice.
Which is a full moon, one of those type of films. So glad to have that. I'll check that out pretty soon. Then I got a couple discs from, I forget his name, but he's in the group. He had some killer stuff that he was letting go, but I got Zilla 85.
Nice.
Oh. Great
So
cover.
yeah.
So good.
Yeah, man. The legend is reborn. The best Godzilla in 30 years. And
Except for
then
Megalon.
from the same guy, I got Silent Night, Deadly Night, the first one.
Nice.
Nice.
with a nice image cover. We all love that.
Perfect timing getting it out of season too.
Oh yeah. Then I have not seen this yet, but I got the Tarantino Presents Switchblade Sisters.
Awesome
I need
flick.
to check this out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Check it for
Yeah, check that for Rot. It's a DAGC.
I will. Then I got the first LaserDisc ever released finally.
Yeah.
Finally. With some weird notes that came in. I think I sent y'all some pictures. I don't know. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was like
Some
QA/QC notes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have not watched it yet. I'm sure it's probably got some issues, I would imagine. But we'll see. It's
Wait,
super
that's
old. It's a 78
Laser
release
disc?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh,
Is it? Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
I might have.
Yeah, man.
is that a
And
good
then-
movie or like should we watch that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty good, man. It's got some shark. It's got a shark in it that's like super mad and good after this boat named the Orca. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm thinking those notes you had were maybe from like a DiscoVision tester guy or something, like checking to see how screwed up it was. Yeah, that's cool.
They knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Carson
So
City
then I'm-
plant and university.
So I don't know about y'all, man, but I like some Brazilian thrash metal, and there's a band there called Sepultura, and they had unlike Slayer, they got a LaserDisc release, and I picked it up,
That's insane.
and I've not seen it yet, man, but it's got all the good ones, man. It's
great.
got all the earlier stuff.
It's
So,
got the
yeah,
circle OB
looking-
too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does.
That means it has
Yeah.
mute resolution.
Mass hippie noses on
Yes.
it. I love when Max is like, mass hippie noses.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what a
and then
story.
we got some
That's-
interviews
That's a
and stuff
great
over there.
one.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got all their your Troops of Doom,
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's got all their good stuff on there. Inner Self,
Yep.
good stuff for sure. I'm gonna probably fire this up this weekend.
Yeah, it's a
All
solid
right, so
one.
then I also got some stuff from Mr. Kobos, and I got some box sets.
Ooh.
I got Godzilla versus Destroya, and the OB is in here, but I got it tucked away for safety so I can hear it and see it later. Is it hear it or see it? Does it help you hear?
It's,
I can't
it's
remember.
it does a lot. Yeah.
Well, it gives you the AC3 track.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Pretty box.
Also, going back to the whole Sam Bill trade gifting scenario, I picked up a few of these box sets from Kobos, and one of them was the Toho SF release. So I did get that. So I ended up with two, not on purpose, but I'm glad that it went to somebody awesome. So I got one for
Thanks,
myself, and we're all good there. Yeah, man. And keeping up with that, I got Zilla versus Space Godzilla.
Oh my god.
Gorgeous.
So
Nice.
Yeah, man. This is probably my favorite looking one. I mean, he's super cool.
Badass.
You know what I mean? A couple more. I got Zilla versus Mechazilla.
jeez. I love this. So much
Crushing it.
Godzilla.
Yeah. Yep. And then got the 40th anniversary box set as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's beautiful.
So yeah, man. Good stuff.
Wow.
Good stuff. But yeah, good pickups for me, man. How about you, Bill? What'd you get?
I got a couple of things since our last cast. You guys know I stay on the laser discs and picking up new cool shit. I'm gonna start off with a couple of little boys. We got double maiden
Yeah.
action,
Yes.
which is
Nice.
corny, cool
Yeah.
as hell.
Super corny too.
Super corny, super cool.
Yeah, man.
If you like Maiden, both must-haves, but get the live pieces or what is it? Video pieces. Pieces. Get that one. That's where it's at. We got. I haven't checked this out yet. The cover always just like grabs me every time I see it. The Unearthing. We've got like a weird doll and like a skull in there. I don't know what it's about. It's some like weird horror shit. It looks kind of cool though.
Nice jacket.
Yeah, very nice jacket. Shout out to Raul on LaserDisc Forever. He was hooking it up with some awesome discs, and I picked up a bunch off of him. I got Extro too, in
Extro.
very nice condition. Haven't seen this one yet. I'm a big fan of number 1. Looking forward to that spin. I've been on the hunt for this forever, and he hooked me up with a super clean copy. We got a case going on.
That movie rules.
Yeah, this is the nice, the uncut American one. That's the one you want to go after. We got to round out the what is it? The redemptions. We've got Devil's Nightmare.
So good.
Nice.
Cat's like eating the plastic. She loves the plastic, like poly bags.
Shout out to Laser Cat.
Yeah, shout out to Laser Cat. She came like awake just to eat the plastic. We've got The Curse 3.
Nice.
Finally finished off this series. Looking forward to watching that so I can finally check number 4. I don't even know why they consider The Bite Curse 2. That's a weird one, but I guess it is. I think number 3 gets a little bit closer to the original story. Getting one step closer and finishing off this series as well. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 4. Down to just number 2 now. I'm going to give these a run through once Christmas comes by. This one looks pretty sick. I got a couple of more here, just 2, and then we'll pass it on. Sequel to one of my favorites. I know Max is a big fan of the
Chud.
Yeah, the Chud. I think they just like sent it on this one. I'm pretty sure it's horror comedy if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's gonna be cool. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
It's Chud, so
yeah.
This dude looks
it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. It's not as good as the original, but it's worth checking out.
Yeah, and then I got it's okay. End of Days. I don't know.
I don't know, you should send it back.
Out yet.
Is that any
No,
good?
just kidding. This movie's awesome. The last LaserDisc with AC3. Arnold, of course. Saw this in the movie theaters.
Me too.
Yeah, great, sort of great soundtrack. Great at the time soundtrack. No, this is a really fun movie. Demonic thriller, action, Arnold.
What do you not like about the soundtrack there, Bill?
It's a little angsty. Little teenage angsty.
Yeah, turn of the century angst.
Yeah, big time. Like, get your Jenko jeans and just fire up the end of the day soundtrack.
I'm so mad. I don't know why, but I'm mad.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What's up, Trevor? What have you been picking up?
Oh, I grabbed a few things and still kind of half going through the lots that I picked up. But got a copy of Dr. Giggles.
Sick.
One I hadn't really seen in a long time, so I was like, oh, let me pull this one out, put it in the to watch pile. Came out of.
Dude, how about he's got a mask on?
Yeah, it's very apropos. Yeah.
Prepared. Then little Lorenzo Lamas, Final Impact.
Okay.
Excellent.
Anything with a ring on it and Lorenzo Lamas shirtless has got to be good. And then a little Mission of Justice. We got Jeff Wincott and
Bridget Nielsen? Oh my
Nielsen.
God.
Okay.
Look at that kid.
It's quality. I see.
Thing of beauty.
Just saw Jeff Wincott in Prom Night the other night.
I was looking through this and I noticed somebody who was in it, so I pulled it out. It's called Memories of Murder, but it's got Vanity in it. And I'm telling you, if Vanity is in a movie, you watch it because there's a 90% chance it's going to be good. So, Vanity makes a quality movie. And then you got Lucky Luke.
Cute.
We got
seen that a lot.
This is Song of the South Part 2. So,
yeah.
Assuming it's racist,
yeah,
we're not
that guy
positive, but if you just look at the cover, I don't even remember where he's at.
There's a guy over on the right side.
Oh yeah, that guy right there.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're on the back. I don't know what they're thinking, but and then this finally came in the mail.
Oh,
with
nice.
A widescreen.
Yes.
Pretty in pink. It says used, but it's sealed, so I don't know if it's resealed or not. But took like a month to get it.
Wow.
Did it get stuck in Pittsburgh?
And then this.
Yeah.
No, it got stuck in the guy's storage. I think and just didn't ship it for 3 weeks. So, and this came out of the last Broterian box, and I forgot to show.
Oh man!
But it's called Kill Point.
Damn.
Look at that cover.
That's like high school.
Hand-drawn hand holding a gun.
Too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's Vestron.
You got Richard Roundtree in here.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I try to represent all the great actors. And then here's 2 discs I got from Luke. This is like, I think from like maybe his last day in Japan. He grabbed a couple and sent them to me. I got No Escape. So this is a great movie.
Hell yeah.
Called Escape from Absalom in Japan, which is No Escape here. And then a copy of Anaconda.
Sweet.
Nice.
So,
Awesome.
a couple movies I'm going to end up putting here right on the watch pile. I've seen Anaconda plenty of times before, but not in years. So I'm going to pass on over to Maxeene.
All right.
All right. I got a little stack. Some stuff. I got some things from some people in the group. The person who got this to me, I'm sorry your name escapes me, but thank you. I saw this one. This is a trauma, and I mean, all about some chopper chicks and all about zombies. So really looking forward to this. Never seen it before.
Nice combo.
Looks really quality.
Hell yeah.
Excited to see that. And then this is one I've been trying to get for like, I don't even know how much time. I had gotten
Rude dog.
all the other ones. I think there's only 2 other ones in a lot a while back. And I love Rude Dog. I have like Rude Dog clothing.
I do too, or I think it doesn't fit me anymore though.
Send it my way. I'll wear it.
All right, I'll see. I'll find some. I'll send it to you. I
literally
bought that up.
I love it. I have this pink tank top. I wear it all the time. It says Call of the Wild on it. It's Rude Dog.
I think like Bradley's or something used to stock Rude Dog shirts, and I bought like every single one they had available.
What is Rude Dog? I'm like,
I've never heard of it either.
I saw it on the clothes before the cartoon even happened.
Oh, I know. It was like, it was totally like I feel like it was probably a clothing thing that maybe they turned into a show
like,
or
it's
maybe
a
vice
character.
versa, but like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of have a feeling they did the clothing first.
Yeah.
But these are so cute little cartoon just bits. It's Rude Dog, and he's got the best. His voice is like, it's like, hey dweebs, like it's just great. It's so good. It's so good. And they roll around in like a pink Cadillac. He's got like a whole dog posse, and they just like they just roll around making mischief, and like the dweebs they're all really just dumb, and they're just like messing everything up. And he's like, what's going on? You know, like his voice is just so good.
Yeah, I think in the Midwest we just had Big Johnson shirts.
Oh, you missed out, man. Rude Dog was where it was at.
Check this one
we
out.
had it here. My brother's name is Rudy, and on the back of his practice hockey jersey it said Rude Dog.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
Because of the cartoon.
That's awesome.
I love it. I'm so excited to have that one finally. I've watched the other 2 like loads of times. There were a couple episodes on there, so it's kind of you know, it's not just like 2. I think there's 4 episodes because they're kind of short, but it's really it's fun. I noticed I was missing Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
So I had to get some more Nicolas Cage when we were last doing Nicolas Cage talks.
He looks a little stoned or something there. What's going on?
He looks a little like he's like crying. I think it's more emotional than that. He's sweating. He looks a little sweaty here, like he's a little actiony. No idea anything about this topic. An innocent man just went over the edge of reason.
Damn, that looks quality.
A little intense. Looks a little quality. Obviously, Nick Cage.
This one of my least favorite
this
Nick
little
Cages.
bit of quality was. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Ryan trashed it.
Sorry.
He's like, it's
terrible.
soft.
It's terrible. Oh, I'm let down.
I just picked it up too.
Shout out to Beardo.
Was he there?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey.
I'm gonna get up on this podcast.
Yeah, new podcast member.
I watch enough LaserDisc. I probably know enough.
Max is getting kicked off.
But I carry more than I watch.
So true.
Nice.
See you guys.
Peace.
Yeah.
Special guest.
Yeah.
This was thrown in with Rude Dog as a little filler.
Yeah, that's
quality.
One.
It's really quality. So I was like, okay, that's filler. All right.
Good jacket.
Yeah. After, I think Ryan picked this up. Did you pick this up?
Yep.
I found this and realized that I didn't have it. I had the other Indiana Jones, like behind the scenes kind of one.
I need
so
that too.
I was
That's
glad
cool.
to have kind of rediscovered that I didn't know I had this.
Cool.
That's a pickup, right?
Yeah, I need to get that now before this episode airs.
It's already $50 on LTDB.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah. This
Whoa.
looks pretty good.
That looks pretty sick.
Yeah, look at those eyes.
A gun, you know,
Wings, can't go wrong.
can't go wrong. Little quality.
6, at least.
Yeah, yeah. Also, quality.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Just looked like, you know, I mean, shadowy vibe. Like this looked like pure quality. I mean, unstoppable, unpredictable, the ultimate destroyer.
All right.
There's double taglines. That one's the better one. Love potion number 9. I still don't know how I didn't have this for all this time. This is one I used to watch with my mom like millions of years ago, and I'm just glad to have this. Probably take it to her at some point when it's safe and watch it again.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
And then this one has this hilarious movie melt sticker on it, like as if it's a freaking VHS tape.
Oh yeah.
But this, I don't know.
I never saw it, but it looked cool.
No idea. Never. I mean, it's got a gun on it, so. Like,
Belushi's got some
probably
like some mutton chops going on there.
good.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's the good
know.
Belushi, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the best Belushi.
Good one.
He's got a shotgun on there over there. That's the only
Damn.
photo on the back is a flipped car and a tiny little.
That's some action
Like,
James
that's
Belushi.
all you get.
Awesome.
Someone on LDDB was just saying that LDF was saying he's a super jerk, so we're not supposed to like him.
Oh.
They said they worked with him and he was an a-hole, but
I don't know. He's a Chicago fan, so
maybe the guy who worked with him was the
Hot
a-hole.
dog.
Ooh, that's a
Hot
good one.
dog.
Hot dog. Another one I just really thought I had for a long time because it took me a long time to even get half my collection into LaserDisc database, and I'm still not done because I keep getting more too quickly. So, yeah, I thought I had this for literal years and didn't. So maybe
Yeah,
I
it looks
We
like a soundtrack album.
We are pro skiing movie on in the Wolfpack.
Yeah, top
Love
5
it.
ski movies.
Oh, that might be the ski movie right there.
Yeah.
That might be the number one.
Ooh, I don't know.
We have to
I
do
know
an
that
episode.
that might have to be its own episode.
Ski school.
Extreme. We
All
got
5 of them. What's your top 5?
some 5.
I've got
More
top
than
5.
5. Just
Could you-
being
could
on
you
the
use-
topic.
Most
Could
of them
you
are
use the
James
Bond movie?
movies. Yeah, exactly. That's what
Aspen Extreme.
Honor
Speed
Majesty's
School.
Secret Service, Spy
Yeah.
Love Me.
What is it? Fire, Ice, and Dynamite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't forget the Warren Miller movies. Those sort of count.
Damn, we got options.
I like it. I'm into it. Extreme sports. That's all I got.
All
I
right.
don't have any giant signs to show this time.
Is that other one still working?
It's working so good. I have it set up so beautifully in that spot. I bask in its glow every time I'm under it.
Just bask in that ultraviolet mega glow.
I love it.
Well, nice pickups, everybody, and congrats on that super end of days, Bill,
Oh, thanks.
Seriously.
and those sick
Heavy hitter.
Godzilla boxes Chris got. Man, those are nice.
God.
All right, and everybody else's stuff too, obviously. But we're gonna get into recent spins, and we're keeping it in the spirit. This being one of 3 Halloween-centric shows for the month of October. We're gonna do horror movies if we happen to spin horror movies. I just happen to spin a lot of horror movies, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna give a shout out to Spencer. The first one I watched was in the Val Lewton collection box set. I watched a little film called Cat People. I think I'm Altman. Hey Ryan, can you turn me into me?
What?
I think I was Altman. There I am.
I'm asleep at the wheel.
Fair enough. I watched Cat People from the Val Lewton collection. I gotta kill the rest of this box, but it's just super stylish and moody. It's great because it's like this one dude is this engineer, and he's just the completely like most clueless guy ever. There's one point where his marriage goes south, and he's just like, man, I've never had anything bad happen. I've never been not happy all the time. Like, this sucks. And he's like, you be my girlfriend now, to this other girl he worked with. He just rolls up on this Serbian woman who's always hanging out looking at like panthers and leopards and stuff in this zoo enclosure. And he's like, you're a hot ball of sex. Let's hook up. And she's like, I'm crazy. I'm pretty sure my family comes from Satanists, and they like transform into cats, and we kill people, and we're totally nutty. And he's like, yeah, let's get it on and get married. And then she's like, I am pretty crazy, and just to warn you. And then when it goes south, he's like, man, oh well, I guess I'm gonna hook up with you instead. And she doesn't take that very lightly. And it's like one of those like super sexist, like, and like not really racist, but it's like super nationalist, where it's anybody from Europe or you know, in this case the Serbian woman like can't be held accountable for her jealousy. It's like the hot-blooded Italian stereotype, but you've made even crazier. Like, if you're from Serbia, like, your chances are your families were Satan worshiping freakazoids that can turn into cats. Amazing. Yeah, it's great though. I mean, the politics aren't great, but the story is great, and it's moody, and there's a good kill scene, or actually not a kill scene, but like an attack scene in a pool that's really stylish. Then I watched a film, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, called Psycho from Alfred Hitchcock. I fired up the Signature Collection release, and yeah, it's funny. This is a pretty decent sized box, but the film itself is only on 2 sides. On CLV, so it's essentially all the extra sides are just for special features. There's a documentary on here and everything. It's great. It's just such a it kicked everyone's teeth in, because at the day Janet Leigh's character isn't in the entire film, and that was seen as this huge kind of shakeup. But and not even that, like, it's just it devotes so much time to this character and her situation, and it establishes like the horrible things that could happen to her if the cops get a hold of her. So you're all worried about the cops and not the real threat, which is Norman Bates's character. But it's got almost like rotating sets of main characters as the story kind of unfolds and evolves. And yeah, it's just one of those great kind of switcheroos where it's like you're really worried about one thing happening, and that's not the thing you should be worried about. And also
solid transfer too.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. And yeah, it's sounded great. It's just got it's black and white, but it is in 1.85 to 1, and yeah, awesome looking release. Then I had to fire up Popcorn because I got it, and had to watch it again. This was an upgrade from a VHS copy I had, and yeah, it's got D. Wallace Stone in it, and Ray Walston, and Tony Roberts, but Jill Schoelen is the kind of main character. I don't even know if there she is. She's hiding on the back there. It's ahead of its time. It's Scream before Scream. It's a matinee before matinee. There's so many films like you're watching and you're like, oh, another movie did that, but years later. It's a little cheesy and quirky and everything like that. And there's some bits that just are kind of unexplained, like especially when it gets seemingly supernatural for a bit. But it's basically these kids are in a film class in college, and they decide that they're gonna raise funds for themselves by having this all-night horror movie festival. But they don't have a lot of money to spend, so they're gonna get like old William Castle style movies and then rig the theater with like fun things like flying mosquitoes and things like that. So it's got all these movies within movies, just like Matinee did. And there's one with a killer mosquito. There's one with Crispin Glover's dad, Bruce Glover, playing basically Shocker, like Horace Pinker before Horace Pinker. Or maybe, no, Shocker probably beat this one, but maybe they were filming around the same time. And then, then there's even one that's like a spoof of like a Japanese movie that's all about like the stench. It's this kind of like ecological movie. And they even went through the trouble of getting Japanese actors and then dubbing them, let it make look like a bad dub. And then all the stuff that's going on in the theater when all this stuff is going on. Tom Fullard is amazing in it. And Yeah, it was shot in Jamaica, and so there's a reggae band in it for no reason.
Yeah.
They also play on the stage when the power goes out because they're like, hey, the power's out. Let's get a band with synthesizers and electric drums on stage to entertain you while we wait for the power to come back. What? It
seems legit.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I watched that, and then I did Werewolf of London, which was there we go, Encore Edition. This was the MCA Universal Horror werewolf movie before the Wolfman. Very cool and stylish stuff. It's got makeup that's very similar to the makeup used more in Jack Nicholson's Wolf, and they kind of like used this as inspiration a little bit for Bram Stoker's Dracula for some scenes. But this is a botanist, and he's out hanging out in Tibet looking for this flower that has these mystical properties, and he gets bitten by this creature while he's out there, and he realizes that he's going to turn into a werewolf now. And of course, this flower that you pick up out there has properties to stop you from turning into a werewolf. So there's another guy that rolls into town that he's looking to get a hold of these rare flowers from him. And but it's also fun for all this like kind of social quirkiness, all these like old biddy type characters, aunts and things like that, and these one ladies that are running this hotel that he's hiding out in for some of the film. It's just really just quirky. They're all bickering all the time. It's a lot of fun. So, and it's got some good stylish wolfy action. And the last one, I got inspired by Ryan to revisit Slugs on LaserDisc. Just I had to keep this because even though it does have a bit of the rot, this is my one and only disc from the entity that is collectively known as Tim Cummings / David Cummings, who all died, or some of them died on a boat accident.
Pieces.
Yeah, may he rest in boat pieces. So, what was that? I thought I heard someone. Anyways, yeah. So Slugs, it's a 3M pressing. It's rotted, and mine has like some weird, I don't know, like a helicoptering kind of sound for the last like 15 minutes or 10 minutes or so on side one. Side two is like fairly watchable, but
dude, is it analog digital?
Like, cool? I was listening to the analog track, and it was on the analog track that it was that was sounding like shit.
That, like when the audio starts rotting out, like sometimes the other track won't have that helicopter.
Yeah, I'll check the digital one. Normally it's the other way around. Normally the analog is last, is okay, but I'll check that. I forgot to mention on Popcorn too. There was an anomaly I had with that where the black level for like the left side of the image was like kind of pulsating, like the deep blacks. And I didn't get to play it on another player, but I couldn't recreate that on any other disc on the same player that it was happening on. So I'm going to try that on my main rig. I was just using that in my like kind of media room up here. And I'm like, why is like the rest of the picture looked fantastic, but the underlying kind of like black was just kind of like pulsating. It was getting brighter and darker and like that. But so yeah, weird. Anyway, Slugs. It's a movie that's a bromance about these two public works dudes, and one's Don Palmer and one's Mike Brady, and one works for he's a health inspector, and the other guy works for the sewage area, and it's really just like more about the horrors of working in a small town and having to deal with bureaucracy of guys that don't want to let you do your job, and these guys realize that there's mutated toxic nuclear slugs killing people as they're kind of migrating through the sewers. And it's a co-Spanish American production, so the guy who plays like the water department head is a Spanish actor, and he was dubbed really, really badly, and he's like the angry mayor from Jaws, but just completely like 10 times stupider and just hilariously dubbed. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Got some good gore in it too, and there's a good butt rock guy in there too that gets killed after he gets it on with his gal pal. So that's what I've been watching. What have you been watching, Ryan?
Well, I would show Slugs, but
mine
was horribly rotted. I'm keeping it because the cover's pretty awesome, but I had to resort to a different format.
Did you make it like even through
on the VHS podcast? No.
Did you make it through one side, or was it just
no? It was so bad, and I switched audio, and like the picture was just rough, so I gave up.
Yeah, I should say it actually has like that weird 3M like rot on the disc itself.
Oh, the sweet discoloration.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah, mine was worse. Like it's like black around like the outer third.
So, good times.
Yeah. So I watched a trilogy, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit with this sweet trilogy here. Mirror, Mirror, and then 2 and 3. Number 1 was pretty decent horror. It's this mirror that like is basically like killing people for this chick, and really, pretty tacky but fun horror. Number 2 started going off the rails. It had Mark Ruffalo randomly in it when no one knew who he was, and
not even his agent probably knew who he was back then.
And like ballet dancing, and it was worse. And then I watched or tried to watch number 3 up there, and it was horribly rotted, unfortunately. And I still don't know why they made number 3. I felt like I was watching like Cinemax or something. And it has Mark Ruffalo again, playing a different character.
Is it like Billy Drago in that too? Or
yeah, so Mark and Billy are brothers in that one, which I'm going to spend more time talking about that one because it's kind of not scary. There's the mirror that's causing like bad things to happen to people, but really it was just like bad thing happens, then like one of the two, Mark or Billy, gets it on with a chick, and I thought I was watching Showtime. So don't seek that one out because it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So, but it does have Mark in it, and they had some continuity by having him play 2 different characters.
Man, that's a high point of his filmography.
I looked at his filmography, and it's like you've got the softcore Mirror Mirror 3, and I don't know. I guess he played some character named Bruce. I don't know. You guys heard of him?
Nope.
It's whatever.
Bruce. Who would go see a movie with a character named Bruce?
Yeah.
Wayne?
Yeah, maybe
no,
Bruce
it
Wayne.
wasn't Wayne. I don't know. I think Ed Norton did it too. That's whatever.
All right.
Well. Bruce?
Yeah.
Bruce the Shark.
I also watched Bad Dreams here. This was pretty good. So she's like a girl who had this like tragic thing happen when she was a kid, and she ends up in a nut house, basically.
Looks like they called it Cynthia in Japan.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not the politically correct term, but and then finds out that like this guy's trying to kill people, and it's not a dream. So kind of a cool flick, decently acted, good sequences, decent suspense. So I enjoyed that one. I watched House.
Nice.
I had not seen this actually.
What?
I know.
What?
I've been watching too many Rothrocks or something.
Too many Rothrocks. It is a problem.
But
off your world.
I love the like practical effects in the House movie. Just really great.
Oh, good.
And I'm probably gonna watch 2 at some point. Not this year, then.
I highly recommend number 2.
Yeah, 2 is great. It's like nothing like the first one really, but related to, but it's awesome.
That LumaVision House is a little speckly, so if you're seeking it out, the Japanese one is also letterboxed. I don't know how it compares yet, but I do have it, so I might have to watch the Japanese one to see if it's a little better. I watched another Hong Kong Spellbinder. So this is I think it's Kelly Preston, is it? And basically this businessman like thinks he's rescuing this chick, and it's not quite how it seems, and it gets a little crazy. I thought it was well done, and the ending was not happy, which I'm okay with. It's a horror movie. Sometimes you don't need closure. And then I broke the shrink on this because I've never seen it. I know, crazy.
Period?
I'm dead serious. I'd never seen it. And I'd seen like clips, but I'd never seen the whole thing. Wow. This is a great movie and a great transfer. Like it's really dark, but it doesn't feel like the LaserDisc is struggling with the darkness. Like some movies, the transfer's dark or the movie's dark, and you lose a lot of quality. But this signature collection, they nailed it. So this probably won't be for sale much longer in all the places now that we've talked about it, but
it's been tough to find anyway.
But and then the entire movie's on one disc, and the second disc is all special features, which is really cool. There's like a making of and everything else. So and of course it's got AC3. So
yeah, buddy.
You can't go wrong. And then I watched some other stuff behind me, but we're not going to talk about those. So
yeah, you had like all 31 days covered in like 2 days. Or
yeah,
38
I'm
films,
at 38
What?
films for the month.
yeah, like I
So-
stopped even like counting.
Holy
Like,
smokes.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
Dude, like when do you watch
Yeah.
these?
my kid goes to bed, and my wife sometimes joins me, and other times I watch them. And then I had a day off where I just watched movies because it's October, and we don't go places when we have days off now, so it might as well watch, Slugs or Christine or Evil Ed or Toxic Avenger or
Teen
that
Wolf.
one where Michael J. Fox becomes a wolf, which isn't scary, but I figure since it becomes a werewolf, that counts, right?
Sure.
Totally.
All right.
Great film.
We're spellcaster.
And pass
See
it
that.
off to Altman now.
All right, thanks, Ryan, man. So pretty much I've been the opposite of Ryan as far as being able to get some films in. Got a new addition in my household, so it's been pretty tough to get anything done. But with that being said, I did get a couple in, and one of them was Waxwork, which
Nice.
made the top 5 earlier. So I've seen this one quite a few times. It's a great flick, and it's like Maxeene said, it's got everything in it. It's like a high school flick, and then it's also got like the Egyptian stuff, and then like the Van Helsing stuff. But it's a really good one. Definitely enjoy watching this one and revisit it from time to time. Also, I got in a couple of Puppet Masters from Cushing that I also recently picked up from him to complete my set of those, all 5 of them. I finally have them now, but I watched the first 2,
Nice.
which are pretty good. Yep. So watch both of them, and I'll finish the series as I get some more time. Then I watched the widescreen. Go ahead.
I remember 3 being a good one, so I think you got a nice one coming up next.
Yeah, like it's surprisingly gets stronger, which is a rarity when you get beyond like 2 or 3.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. And then so I checked out the widescreen version of Army of Darkness, which I've seen several times, but it's one that you can it's so rewatchable, kind of like background noise at this point, but great flick. Don't need that. There's not much I could say about this one y'all don't already know. Then I did a couple of family flicks. We did the Sanderson Sisters, Hocus Pocus. Watch this one, my boy, man. Keep him entertained a little bit. This is a yearly watch for us, so definitely enjoy this one. Then I did Ernest Scared Stupid, which has got an epic troll in it, man. I really love this flick. I'm pretty sure I saw this in the theater when I was little as well. So definitely enjoy this one. Ernest is great, man. He does all his crazy cameos, and it's nonstop. The intro to this flick's really cool. It's got some cool music, and I don't know, man. It's Ernest. I like the Ernest movies. Rest in peace. Then the last one I got in was Ghoulies.
Yes.
Nice.
Which is a great flick, man. This one's like super like rituals and devils, and somehow like is like got some gremlins intertwined with it, but not really. I don't know, man. It's an awesome flick. I also have a second one I need to check out as well, but other than that, man, that's all I've got, man. But yeah, looking forward to some more spins. But Bill, man, what'd you watch?
So it's funny. I'm not even going to put this one on my list, but we did watch Ghoulies around here the other night. I'm not clear. Is the dude ever in the toilet? Like, I was nodding off a little bit. And I was kind of sleepy that night. But, like, the cover art, does that little green guy ever pop out of a toilet? I don't think he does.
It's been so long since I've seen
that.
He
does.
He
He
does?
does?
Right.
Okay, I know he comes out of the pond and, like, okay. That might have been where I fell asleep.
My buddy's brother directed that.
Oh,
No
nice.
way.
Is it Michael DeBar in that too? Like classic rocker dude, like in the movie. Yeah.
Good
Good stuff.
Cool one. It's a cool one. So anyways, these are the ones that I didn't fall asleep totally when watching. So
Oh.
we've got 2000 Maniacs. Some
Nice.
some weird stuff. The theme song in this movie, which I think Herschel, right? Herschel Gordon Lewis, is that his name? I believe he actually like wrote and sang the theme song for this. It's this just like terrible like banjo song that just draws out like 5 minutes long. I almost shut the damn movie off because the song was so grating, but I'm glad I stuck with it because there's some scary as hell rednecks in this movie.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, some super like not cool like good old boys. And there's like the nice corner Obi, so we had the full resolution going on for the gore, which is quite cool.
So that wasn't a Creed soundtrack then?
No, it wasn't a Creed soundtrack. It was a lot of banjo action. Watched Critters 3. This blew my socks off. I had very low expectations for it, being part 3 in a series.
No way.
I think I think this might be the best one so far. I still have Critters in Space. I got to check that out. But
don't underestimate the space.
I can't count it out yet. We'll see what happens.
You know how good it did for Hellraiser, so.
And Jason.
That was actually I would put that on the list. I like that one. Space.
Okay. All right. Well, it's coming up. It's coming very soon. We dig Critters a lot in this household. But number 3, Off the Hook. Leonardo DiCaprio is just like the man in it. He's even at a young, like ripe age, he's just got maximum tude, and that's really much all it takes to win me over. I watched Phantasm 2 the other night.
That was nice.
What a weird movie. They're like hunting like the phantasm, like tall man, and it's sort of action, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of a hot mess, but it's really fun. This one, you guys probably all have a copy of this. I'm pretty sure it's extremely common. Sleepy Hollow.
2 copies.
2 copies, yeah. It's one of those staple movies. Like if you don't have it, it's like, why do you even collect LaserDiscs?
I got the small tiny LaserDisc though. The
small tiny LaserDisc. Jokes aside, this great transfer. Even though it's not AC3, the Dolby Digital is like ripping on it. It looks, sounds awesome. Great movie too. I saw this one in theaters and haven't seen it since, and gave it a spin last week. This is also a new pickup for me as well, and it held up. Like Johnny Depp is actually really good in it. I think that's one of his. It might be his last role before he. No. He had Sweeney Todd before he did the whole Pirates of the Caribbean thing, and in my opinion, that's when I stopped enjoying his movies.
Cinematography in that thing is ridiculous too. It's just so gorgeous.
Yeah, they did a great job, and the CGI style special effects actually held up pretty well. They tastefully did them. They didn't go like too over the top with it was mostly when the horse comes out of like the stump and whatnot, and he comes in and out of there, that there was a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, for the most part, it was all looking good. And then another one that's extremely common. If you guys don't have this in your collection, like what are you doing? Scream 3. I gave this one a spin. This is a new pickup as well. Nice. Awesome movie, and I'm joking. This one's incredibly difficult to find. One of the last Japanese movies that was released on the format, or excuse me, Japanese LaserDiscs that was released on the format. Good AC3 soundtrack, if I remember correctly. I love this movie. It gets a lot of hate.
I remember hating it when I saw it, but I need to revisit it.
Revisit it, dude. It's like one of those ones that I feel like the series got stronger as it went on.
I like 2 the most. So
doesn't like take itself super seriously. There's like a lot of nods to like other movies in it. It's cool. It was a good time.
Jay and Silent Bob cameo.
Yeah, there's the Jay. Exactly. Yeah, these guys just like come out of nowhere. It's like, what am I even watching right now? Yeah, it's a good one. But so that's what I've been spinning. What have you been watching, Trevor?
Nice.
All right, I managed to get a few movies in, and one of them was mentioned earlier. Life Force. So as Ryan already said, if you want to see a lady naked vampire wander around for about an hour and a half, it's Toby Hooper directed, but this is a classic film. You should always try to watch this one. And I had part 2 in my top 5, which I did watch, but I watched the first one, Prom Night.
Nice.
Got the elite version here. except if 2 stands alone, like I say, it's like Jump the Shark on number 2. But this is like a early horror movie. It's kind of like Friday the 13th before they got crazy. Same thing with Prom Night. They just kind of took the story and ran with it in the other ones. But you got kids playing in like an abandoned building, and one of them dies, and then next thing you know, they're all in high school, and it's prom night's coming up, and they're getting little notes in their locker that something bad's going to happen. But it's worth watching.
Something bad does happen. Disco.
Yeah. Apparently at their prom, they had a lighted floor. That's just common, isn't it?
Right? Yeah. Everybody's high school had that.
Sure. Mine did.
I like Slick. He's my favorite dude in that, with the van.
And whenever you can, you should always watch some Treat Williams, especially if you can watch Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo in the same movie.
It's a good combo.
They're 2 cops. They basically bring in a couple of guys. They end up in a gunfight. They guys wind up in the morgue, and the guy in the morgue tells them these guys have already been here before. So basically, they were reanimated, and they get the chemical and track it down to a lab. And Treat Williams ends up getting killed there, and Joe Piscopo and the girl end up bringing him back to life. And they say he's got 12 hours. So what's Treat Williams going to do is he's going to get vengeance on the guy that killed him, and they turned him into a zombie. So
excellent.
It's a solid movie.
Quality.
Joe Piscopo's the man. Treat Williams is the man. And then that's what I watched earlier today.
Nice.
I did get around to Event Horizon. I was going to watch it on the last one, and I ended up watching it today. But, this was really good.
Very good.
Heading out to a space station. Sam Neill had built the engine for this special space station that's now lost, and Lawrence Fishburne and them take him out there to check everything out, try getting the thing back. But of course that doesn't work right. Things go crazy, haywire. So got some great actions, a lot of blood. Sam Neill's great in it. And this is one of those movies that supposedly a lot of stuff was cut out of it. After reading that, I remembered hearing about it, so I kind of looked it up, and the original cut of it was a half hour longer.
Damn.
But most of the footage is lost, so that's what I've been spending this past couple weeks. So
yeah, man, I just want to say that's one of the best looking laser discs out there too. That's not an absurd amount of money. You can pick it up for a reasonable price, and it's just smoking.
Yeah,
it did look great. I don't have an amazing setup, but even I was like, all right, this is a nice looking laser disc.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
But those are my spins, so I'm gonna send it to Maxeene.
Well, I watched a lot of scary ones and one that wasn't scary.
That's super scary, right?
Nice.
Super scary, guys. Like going to Vegas and coming back to LA and being in LA and just,
blood on the ice.
Money.
That's pretty
it's
scary.
Money. It's money. What else can you say? It's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
I was in the mood to watch it. This one.
Oh, nice.
Start of the Swamp Thing.
Buddy.
This is so weird. I loved it.
What's her name's in it?
It's Heather Locklear, yeah.
Yeah, that's
she
right.
married Tommy Lee back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But the Swamp Man, he's great. He's looks a lot more menacing than he actually is. He's gentle giant.
Yeah, he just wants a hug.
He literally just wants a hug, and they end up together. She's like a person who owns a plant shop, so she's all into plants, and so the plant man thing is not a turnoff, I guess. So ends up being a weird love story. There's weird explosions and fight scenes.
Yeah.
So it was very enjoyable. I really liked it.
Excellent.
Okay. I watched
the stuff.
Nice.
stuff.
I had not seen this, the whole thing ever, so this was very enjoyable to see the whole thing finally. I'd only seen like a lot of the scenes where it's just like them doing the advertisements for it. So to like see the whole thing, like it was great. It was great. I really loved it. It kind of reminded me of like The Blob and They Live kind of simultaneously.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like expose, like going against the whole like corporation that's just brainwashing everybody. So, and then I like that everyone is called Stuffies. Like, oh damn Stuffies. Like I liked that. But yeah, this was enjoyable. Although, you know, obviously the color of the Blob to me is a lot more menacing than like essentially marshmallow fluff flowing quickly.
Hey, don't
like,
knock Fluff, man. Fluff is terrifying
I
and
love
tasty.
Marshmallow Fluff. I love marshmallow fluff, but it's not necessarily a menacing looking item when it's flowing. It just kind of looks like more Willy Wonka, and I was like, oh, okay, like
I'm terrified when there's not Fluff.
That's a great flick.
It was great. I was so glad to finally see the whole thing. I loved when this stuff had left the people and they're like just hollow and like paper mache almost, and they just crush his head like it's nothing. Or like the guy who was the I think he was probably supposed to be like the famous Amos guy, but he was like Chocolate Chip Charlie. I loved him. He was great. His whole like scene of him changing and everything and stuff leaving, like that was killer. Great special effects overall. Like, really solid film. And I had to get involved in this box set.
Nice.
So I watched just the director's cut. I hadn't watched the other one yet, but I'm going to because I have never seen the other version. But man, this is great.
Yeah.
I have the Elite also, but man, this is like, I don't know. I'll have to do maybe a more side-by-side comparison, but it's kind of inched it out a little bit.
That box is just too cool.
It's too cool. I mean, the inside is just like incredible. I love all the books, but yeah, this is obviously super glad to have this box set and glad to have actually gotten to see it. But I'm really looking forward to the other version. We hadn't seen the original in like a very long time, and so figured we'll watch the other one after that. That's nice. The one he was going to remember.
Yeah, you'll notice what's different now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Little continuity. Yeah. But that's I watched obviously Deadly Spawn, but I won't show that again because I've shown the heck out of it because I'm so in love with that friggin' teeth monster. I love the teeth monster. So good.
Excellent. All right, well, good spinning choices, everybody. And we're going to move on to the mailbag. We got some viewer mail in. Thanks to Ryan and Todd Bergerflin for throwing out the net for some fresh questions. And
shout out to Todd.
Yeah, Bergerflin in the house. And we got a bunch in. So let's dig in. We probably will have some that will drop next week because they just kept coming even like closer to runtime. But Jack Hutchison wanted to know, are there any PAL discs worth bothering about, or are they all duds? Any pals here?
I think Bill knows.
Yeah, should I just run with that one?
I mean, I got some thoughts too, but I'll let you rock it first.
Right, jump in first.
Yep.
I mean, I have it pretty much permanent on display. You can see it back there. Inferno, Dario.
That's one.
Flick. That's a PAL only release. Got two of them. One in I think 83 and one in like 96. You want the later of the two. It's widescreen. Looks great. There's a number of other PAL only horror movies specifically. Deadly Blessing from Wes Craven's a really really kick-ass one. Meet the Feebles, Peter Jackson flick.
That's awesome flick.
Yes.
Yep. There's John Woo's Bullet in the Head, which is it's a PAL only. I mean, it's in German, but it's also in Hong Kong. You can use a Genlock to do your own subtitles on top of that. You know, the list goes on and on and on. You know, there's more than just like a couple of cool ones to check out.
What do you got there, Ryan?
Yeah, Just Before Dawn. That Cushing's holding.
Yeah, this
That's an
one's
awesome
UK
one.
only, and I believe it's pre-cert, so really, really cool. And nice camping type out in the woods flick where, you know, they start cutting people up. So
Yeah. There's also the handful of ones that have the test signals on there, like the one of the Sinbad movies. Was it Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger? I think has a nice special edition with test signals on there.
Yeah.
And concert discs are like awesome on PAL because a lot of those are, you know, shot video. You don't really have to worry about the filmed video transfer with the 4% speed up and all that sort of stuff. So I've got like some Tears for Fears on PAL and stuff like that. There's a ton of concert stuff. Of course, the downside of a lot of those is some of them are pressed by PDO UK, and a lot of those have those gold discs, you know, that you've seen CD video releases, and there are lots of rot. Yeah, so definitely like make yourself familiar with the LDDB PAL listings before you go dropping coin on importing all those things. But yeah, there's a crap ton of concert discs and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even think you drop a coin on them. I'm yet to spend more than like $20-$25 for like what I consider a really desirable title. You know, they seem to be out there, and you know, very, very niche market where only a handful of collectors are really going after them right now.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you got a
Are
good
y'all-
player.
No.
And then you also have to have something to process it, because most TVs
Mhm.
will not read the signal coming out of the player. The player does fine. You have to step down the voltage, obviously, but you have to get like a DVDO or something even more expensive that's
To
actually
accept
going
it.
to handle it, because you can't get one of those cheap little Amazon boxes that says they'll work, because they don't.
Yeah,
So
you know, honestly,
What-
a lot of
Are y'all
LCD
get?
displays will support 50 hertz. It's 50 hertz PAL. That's the limitation. But yeah, a lot of projectors these days will. You gotta double check your TV. But to your point, yeah, if it doesn't, you need a processor to handle it. But sorry, Chris, you're about to say?
No, I mean, what kind of players do y'all have? Do y'all have like the combo PAL NTSC, or just strictly PAL? Like, what do y'all have? I don't have one.
I got a
Just
combo
curious.
player, just an entry level one that Seth gave me. But you know, everyone else gets the D925. But Bill found a pretty sick one recently that
Yeah. I don't want to blow the lid on it too much. It's
Yeah.
still under
All
repair.
right, sorry.
I
Bill
need
didn't get any players lately at all.
Yeah, but I found a really super sick Philips player. I've got it here. I had it running. It's a dual format player. It actually outputs RGB, which is totally wild for a LaserDisc. It's decoding composite video into RGB and putting that through a SCART connector. So I don't know if it's any good like through the RGB. It looked nice when it was playing over composite, but the laser didn't last very, very long, and it needs a replacement to make it stable. But yeah, I'm hoping to use that primarily. Right now, my D925 is the go-to. That's got a new stock laser in it, and as gaudy as the player looks, it's got a pretty nice picture on it.
That's kind of like the go-to player
Cool.
for PAL and TSC. Yeah.
That or the 919E, the DVL. It's like a gold one that plays NTSC and PAL laser discs. I think it's only region 1 for the DVDs, the PAL region ones. I don't think it's region free on those.
And there's some Sony ones too. I don't have any of those players, but yeah, I don't know. You might want to, if you find one, grab it. Anyway, if you find a PAL player in the America, get it.
I think it's an NDP 450 one, but yeah, that's primarily a Japan and European only model.
So yeah, have fun with that. Yeah, but there's some titles, man, that you can't get otherwise. Like Seth was showing, I really want to get he has a Terminal Man on LaserDisc, just PAL only release. So there's some stuff. You know, do that filter on LDDB and look through the list and
Nightmare on Elm Street uncut. You want the uncut one? That's where you gotta go. Not the Japanese one. That's falsely claimed as uncut.
Nice.
Yeah, but that one's probably the exception on prices.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Like they're all 20, but that one is not even close.
Not that one.
For that one.
The rest have been really, really relatively inexpensive that I've ever found, and you know it's more expensive to ship them here than it is to actually buy them usually.
Yeah,
and you're done watching it 4% faster, so you can get a lot more done in the day.
Added bonus.
Time for
Win-win.
activities.
Yeah, exactly. Activities. All right. So that hopefully that answers your question, Jack. Up next is Matt Kittler with what are your quote unquote holy grail discs and have you found them? The old holy grail chestnut. We've gotten into this before. I mean, I think there's stuff I want to get now, but I think anything that would be, a quote unquote holy grail, I probably picked up already. Like I was a James Bond fan. Obviously I wanted The World Is Not Enough. And, it's really not that expensive, or maybe it is now, but like as a David Fincher mega fan, I had to get Fight Club back in the day. All those Macross box sets I got already. Everything's like kind of like icing on top of the cake right at this point. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't kick a lot of things out of bed necessarily, but there's nothing like I'm like someday I'll own that. I don't think I have any of that left over, but I don't know about you characters.
I've got a couple, but one of the ones that I tracked down after a few years, and I think I've already talked about it, but this sweet Chuck Norris Force of One, Japanese only, early 80s press, just really cool, and I still haven't seen another one. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure somebody's got one, but I never seen that. And then I did track down the Transformers 2010 box set with the CAV version of the movie, and that is just phenomenal. Like it's the best of both worlds. It's got the better picture with the better audio, and I've never seen another one. So I'm sure there's other ones out there, but those are two that I did track down. But I'm not going to talk about the couple other things I've been looking for because.
Well, come on, tell us what you really want to get so we can all go buy it on you.
I told a few of you the one I got this week that like I didn't think I would get or ever see come up, but I won't talk about it until it shows up because I don't want to jinx it. Because I'm like, yeah, I got this, and then like it'll come broken or something. So. But yeah, it's been they're out there. You just got to be patient, and you don't have to buy every $400 disc.
Oh, is that a Laser Kitty?
Laser Kitty.
Hello, Max.
How are you, Altman?
There's a few Telp discs I'm looking for,
dude.
But I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna even go into names.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's like if I happen to find it, I find it. Like I don't even expect to at this point.
Yeah, other than that, man, I don't know. I just let a bankroll, or I give Cushing my debit card. He just finds what I'm looking for, and we're good to go.
Yeah, there's a sweet German box set that I found you that one time.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the other Altman,
absolutely.
Though? No.
Our Altman.
Our Altman, yeah. What's Bill? What do you want, Bill?
Oh,
so I can go buy it.
Yeah. So grails for me. Let me just fly through them real quick. Jumanji Muse, got it. End of Days, Laserdisc, got it. The Cell, need it real bad. Maybe we'll never get it. Maybe I'll get it. We'll see. Suicidal Tendencies, Lights Camera Suicidal, got it.
Dude, nice. Yeah.
Trying to think.
Are you still putting up an reward for anyone that finds you Back to the Future 2 and 3?
Yeah. I got an APB out on those. I guess those are my last two grails. Number 2 and 3 on Muse, Back to the Future.
And we're talking Muse. Don't go, PMing Bill with your universal standard definition Back to the Futures.
Yeah. So hook me up with Muse, and you can pet this cute kitty right here if you.
Excellent.
Like in coy now. She was trying to get at the camera, but you get like 3 pets if you can hook it up.
That's a deal.
How about you, Trevor?
Well, I'm a simple man, and I got my grail, a little premium Hogan, little no holds barred.
Yes,
it's the grailiest of all grails. So I stopped looking once I found this.
Fair enough.
No, there's plenty of things I'd like to get, but
ski movies.
You don't say ski movies top of the list, right under wrestling.
Yeah.
But you don't say what you're looking for, because then everyone looks for it.
No, you just blast when you got it, and everyone else who's looking for it is like, damn that guy.
I hate that dude.
Premium Hogan is on the top of everybody's list. So
Hogan flexing.
Yeah, man.
Rip. So, but Maxine, what would your grail be? There it is.
Oh, nice.
This was the
Very
one
cool.
that took very, 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 very long time, and lots of heartache of losing it many times on eBay. And finally, actually, this was also a David or Tim Cummings supposedly sent in the mail, and it never actually made it in the mail, or I don't know what happened. It was the heartache again on this one. Like, it was like deep when I finally got it. Oh my God. It was sealed, and I was
gonna say, it looks brand new.
It was sealed, and I opened the seal and I smelled the 90s air, and I watched this and loved every second of it. And I literally just like pull this off the shelf every now and again. It's like,
nice.
Like, I love those like hologram bands they had on some of them.
Yeah.
It looks like a CD dog bone almost.
Let's see. It's from Audio Video Plus is what it says on that little on the little label, but it's like, this is a detective label or something.
Nice.
Interesting.
Like, better not steal it.
Yeah, better not steal it. But yeah, this is pretty much, this is the only one I could really say truly is a grail that I was just seeking out for just stupid amount of time. And it just really didn't feel like it should have been that rare either.
Yeah, what year is that?
For it, I mean, let's see. Okay.
94 it came out.
All right.
Yeah, 94 is 89 film.
So it's not even like a wicked late pressing or anything.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice, it's a nice pressing of it. It looks great. But it's just, yeah, I mean, I couldn't.
Cattail.
Yeah, the only other one I could say that was like pretty much a grail was 10 Things I Hate About You. That showed up to me split in half, one of the only discs I've ever had arrive broken, and it was just like, that was like devastating.
It's always the damn grail disc too.
And it was just, it was the literal worst. And then finding another one, I mean, God, that was so difficult. And then I saw one just came up that went for like a gross number. Like, I was really surprised. The end price of it was just like $300.
Damn. Yeah.
I was like, what? Oh my God. I did not pay anywhere near that either time. So that's very surprising to me.
Yeah, it seems like prices are skyrocketing. Like, we'll probably talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah. But obviously lots of things I'm always looking for that normally people don't care about. The probably the main one is just girls just want to have fun, since that one's literally see-through. I would like to find one that is watchable, but otherwise I do have the DVD of that, which is what I was given like when I was 10. I think I was given a DVD of that. So
damn.
But yeah, lots of things always looking for.
Cool. All right, so we got we'll drop a few more questions and we'll save the rest for the next one. But Donald Melodia wants to know, LD graphics, what is it and what is it for? Yeah, there's a lot of confusion about LD graphics because people that collect Japanese LaserDiscs are, some people like myself don't really care that there's subtitles like hard coded onto the video. And if it's a really wide film, a lot of those are in the black bars, but otherwise they intrude on the actual film image. I can really care less about it. I can tune them out, but people really thought LD graphics was the solution to it because it's not available really here in the States. There was a Denon rebrand player that everyone said had LD graphics, but apparently I guess it doesn't really. I don't know. I don't have it myself, but there's some Japanese players that have it, and you could also have a box that was separately. But there's some that has everything in the player, and you can select different languages, but it doesn't remove the hard-coded Japanese subtitles. It just puts other ones over them. But it's really handy sometimes if you have some discs like that Ghost in the Shell box that Ryan Cushing sent me. It's got LD graphics on it, and you can put English subtitles on the screen. You can change like the text a little bit or change the color of it and the position.
They were actually primarily sold as a language learning tool in Japan. they were a crux for folks to listen to English and then see the text, on screen and kind of connect all the dots as you're learning it. And yeah, it would superimpose them over approximately where the Japanese subtitles would show up. And yes, it did support multiple languages. I'm not aware of any discs that are more than just English. And I'd say that probably Ghost in the Shell is the anomaly where it's a Japanese dialogue movie with English subtitles available. Yeah. The majority of them are English language with English subtitles available. So for Westerners, it's more of a novelty. They're like super subtitles in that they're colorized. There's font styling like italics, bold, underline, things like that.
So there you go, kids.
And it was a nice way to not put burned in subs onto discs.
So they still did.
Well, some of them they did, but Ghost in the Shell does not.
Yeah, I think that's the only one.
It's Japanese.
That is anime, Japanese language with the English LDG. Yeah. Fun fact about that, the latest graphics actually travel over your optical audio. It goes over the digital audio. So if you get a standalone box, like the players that don't have it built in need the standalone box, you loop through the digital audio, not the coaxial audio. It'll only work with the optical for whatever reason.
Nifty.
Fun stuff.
All right, we got another one. It's probably going to be going to Bill as well, but Colin Marshall wants to know, voltage question. You guys, America, buy Japanese players 100 volt and plug them into your mains 120 volts with no problem, or do you run voltage smoothers or surge protectors, step down transformers? Only asking because 10% fluctuation on either side of 100 volts is tolerable, but when you're starting with 120 volts, that could push it up to 130. And is that going to stress the electronics and cause the caps to fail, etc.? So.
Yeah, and it's specifically not the caps that you have to worry about. It's the bridge rectifiers. Those are rated for converting AC to DC specifically. And if you have a 100 volt rated part and you throw 200 volts on it, if you're in Europe, or 120 volts in the United States, you can blow that thing up real fast. It's going to turn into a fuse, which you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. You want to use the rated voltage for your player. We were talking about PAL players before. I've got a step up transformer.
Yep.
For my D925, it turns 120 volts into 220.
Yep.
It gives you, the European style plug that you can do. And then respectively for the Japanese players, you always want to get 100 volt step down. There is one exception to the rule, that being the
R7G.
From Pioneer. They built a power supply that is conducive of accepting a wider range of voltages without having a physical voltage selector in it. Another anomaly is the Philips player that I was talking about, the dual format PAL NTSC one that I have, that actually has a voltage selector built right into it. It can take 100, 110, 120. No, excuse me. It's 100, 120, 200, and 240. It's got 4 different options on it, so you can use it literally anywhere in the world. But yep, very important. You always want to match the AC to AC because you will destroy your power supply if you use the wrong stuff.
And the step downs and step ups aren't that expensive. They're like $20-$40 for a decent one, unless you want to plug in like 6 things. So if you're spending that much on a player, importing it or anything else, buy the transformer.
Yeah, what do you need? Is it like 3 times the wattage of the player draw? Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're doing more than one device on it, like Ryan was saying, like you can chain them. You can plug a 2-prong power strip into one of the voltage converters, but just do some simple math. Look at the wattage on the back of your player. It's going to tell you how many watts it uses. Most of them are under 100 watts. I think the biggest I've seen is 68 watts, which is a ton for any appliance. That's the Sony C1. Most of them are like 30, 35. You can run like 2 LaserDisc players on a power strip, or like a LaserDisc player and a demodulator on like a 200 watt step down converter. But just add it up, do some simple math on it, make sure you got it covered, and leave a little bit of headroom on there.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I think mine was like maybe $50 or something like that. So somewhere around there. I mean, you can get those.
Critical though. You definitely want to do it. And line smoothers and power conditioning, that gets into another topic. That's not specifically for import. That's for getting the best out of your equipment.
All right.
Yeah. 220, 221, whatever it takes. We
also got a hot question in from Peter B, who wants to know, where's Hunter? I don't know.
What?
You guys know where Hunter is?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know either. So there we go. I don't know where Hunter is.
Fever dreams or something?
I assumed it was wrestling related, but you wrestling guys didn't jump on it. So yeah.
No.
Okay.
But that'd be Triple H. But he ain't talking about Triple H.
All right. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Douglas Antonio Alcala III asks, why are Laserdisc collectors not as fun as VHS collectors? Anybody?
Because we all have jobs.
If by fun you mean nudity, I don't know if that's more fun. I think that just talking about a good format and actually keeping it format centric is more fun than like
showing your butt
boxes. like what? Oh my god.
It just seems more about look at my crazy lifestyle and crazy antics, where Laserdisc seems more about, hey, let's talk about movies. I mean, I'll be frank. Like, it's not about Laserdisc or excuse me, VHS. I feel like with some of those groups.
Yeah, I mean, some of the groups that you guys have forced me to look at, VHS is like about 5% of the focus on that. It's mostly about
where the box
exhibitionism.
located.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's get ripped. Let's put our ding dongs in cases. Let's,
I wouldn't understand.
It's everything but the VHS.
Sam, you're a fan of Schulte, though.
Well, I mean, he's an old favorite. He haunts my nightmares on the regular. I think there's like Laserdisc is just kind of fascinating because like there's a whole bunch of different ways you can come at it. So I think like it's already split like ideologically among different collectors. So I think like, it's like, this guy's rolling in sometimes, with a VHS like kind of mind frame into this, what used to be this old kind of high end format. So it's like, I don't know, you're just rolling in with your Chevette into like a high end like car group, and you're like, come on, man, let's do some donuts in my Chevette. And everyone's, no offense to the Chevette guys, but I mean,
analogy actually.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on there. Not that everyone's snooty that are Laserdisc collectors or anything like that, but like, it isn't like a straight like side by side with VHS. Like it's a lot more complicated and has more like nuance and dynamics and things like that. So it's not, everybody's not going to be on the same page, in terms of what's fun for them.
I find like that VHS collectors kind of coincide more with like paperback book collectors, and like Laserdisc collectors kind of more coincide with record collectors. All
right, I like that.
True.
Yeah, I mean, who on our podcast ever cares about books?
I mean, I said before, I've got books, and whenever I do videos on them, they're my least viewed videos on my channel.
That was just a
topic book.
That was
shout out to Vinny.
Subtle, jab. Shout out.
So there you go. I don't know if that answered the question or not. I think we're fun, right? We seem to like a fun group. Yeah,
totally.
I guess.
Show them your butthole, Sam.
I'm going to start showing my butthole more. Apparently,
hang on, let me spotlight this.
Yeah, hold on. Well, I'm not going to do it now.
Oh, what's the point?
Just generally on LDF, just to spice it up a little bit. All right, let's do like one last question. Bill Imperial wants to know which Wolfpack member that uses LDDB to catalog their collection has the most releases unique in the collection. I don't know if anybody knows that offhand. And out of your unique discs, which is your most prized? So I don't have that. I think I've got maybe 7. I'm sure Ryan probably has like 3,000.
I don't have 3,000. I have 44. Not that I'm keeping track. Now I have it open in another screen.
I think I have maybe 7.
I'm trying to think of which one. Like I've got a couple really cool ones. I've got an alien from Korea, like South Korea.
Oh, damn.
And it's sealed, so I don't even want to open it because, I mean, I have 47 other ways, but I'm apparently the only one with that. And I have no idea. It just looks amazing, and it's just going to stay that way because I don't feel like I'm holding it from anyone else because there's way better versions. It's pan and scan, but it's like 1994 South Korea from Samsung of all things.
Damn.
Like So I think
And
that's
yeah,
like
I've got some that
coolest.
aren't even on the LDDB yet, so they're unique to
same.
even the database.
Yeah.
I got a few more for another podcast that I just added, and I'm waiting for a couple more to go through. But
I think my favorites out of the small list I have, most of them are just like image or like Polygram would like reissue discs on the regular. So I've got like a unique basketball diaries and a unique, it's mostly Polygram filmed in unique Last Seduction. But I got Space Adventure Cobra. I don't know why nobody else has this in their collection on LDDB. I don't know how that's possible.
I think I have one coming.
All right, nice. There's a box set, which is also amazing. But yeah, Space Adventure Cobra, and the other one would be American Yakuza would probably be my other favorite one out of that. So,
and is that the one you haven't added?
Yes, I have not added.
Shame on you.
Actually, you know what? No, that one's on there. I think it's yours that isn't on there or wasn't on there. Or is it?
No, I think yours is the one that's not on there because I added mine.
All right, maybe I got
I added the cover for mine because it was already on there or something.
All right, I'll get to work.
Yeah, seriously, come on.
So I got some common writers on mine. It looks like, which Common Writer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got that, and then some VHDs, which is not relevant to this podcast.
I got a chunky amount. Actually, I got 15 apparently.
Oh yeah.
I just pulled up my LDDB real quick. I guess top shout outs. I got this Konami shooting best that's off the hook. I'm an arcade collector too, and this is an arcade showcase of Gradius 2, and Salamander, and it's just got like super players just like blasting through it. It shows you like shots of their like fingers when they're playing too. It's really cool. And then I got these really sweet Tales from the Crypt on there that I added. They're from Singapore and Philippines. They're like these really weird reissues that have like unique cuts, unique covers, and everything. Those are probably my favorites out of the unique to my collection. And yeah, I don't think any other collector like legit has those. I've never seen other copies.
Nice. So there you go, everybody.
So I have a movie called The November Men, which I should have went and found it. There is a copy on LDDB, but mine actually has a different cover than it that's not on there. It's like a Taiwan disc. And then while I was looking around for horror, I got this movie called The Sounds of Silence.
Oh.
This is in one other collection. It's like a Swedish horror movie from Taiwan.
Is that an Obi on a
That
Taiwan?
looks good. That looks that looks really good.
Wow.
Yeah, city. It was in a strange lot I picked up a long time ago. I actually got both of them in there. Had some Taiwan releases, but were like two English ones. Some were like Hong Kong without subtitles, without dubbing or anything.
Dope.
But like I said, that November Man's actually not a bad movie. It was like somebody's like attempting to assassinate the president or something while they're making a movie about assassinating the president. It was kind of weird. So like I said, when I looked it up, I did find it on LDDB, but this one actually had a different cover. So how I said, I'm a horrible person and I don't update anything.
Good job, buddy.
Get a picture of it and send it to Ryan and make him update it.
Yeah, he's our go-to.
So.
Nice.
I've done more this week than I have probably in a long time, and I still probably have like 60 photos to do. So
Hell yeah, get them in there.
yeah, like my new rule is if I get something that is new to my collection, I take the time and I scan the photo if it's missing or update the information. Like I updated an anime disc, and eventually we might talk about anime on this podcast, but till then it sucks and don't worry about it. But
I got some shipping to me right now.
yeah, so but there was nobody else that had ever put any information on it, and it's I guess unique in my collection. I don't know, like it's just really weird because I didn't think it was that rare, but no one else has one. Hang on a second.
Same with my Space Cobra. I can't believe nobody else has that.
Yeah, and Sam, I don't remember which one I got. If I got the box or if I got the two individuals, because it comes with both. Like they did a reissue of the box set.
The box is cool because it's got like a CD in it for the movie, and then there's the TV show box too. But the movie one's cool.
The Sega CD version, by the way.
The CD? No.
It's like a playable version of the anime. It came out on the PC Engine CD as well. But
nice.
Sega CD's got an English version of it. Check it out. It's sick.
All right.
So this is the vampire Princess Miyu OVA, complete OVA. But apparently no one else had this. Like,
oh, no way.
And it's a 97 release. So like I think they released a different version or they released it a different way. But
that's a series.
This is the four episode one, not the big long series.
They did a lot of reissues. So like I've got a Ryuichi Sakamoto one, and it's only I think unique because they reissued it like 5 different times, like Value Buster version, and
yeah. But this one's on like LDDB as Vampire Miyu, and I don't know why. So I've sent an update and it hasn't gone through yet. But it's the only way that like it was released in one disc, because the other way they released it was like 2 discs or
the single CAVs for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Cool, it's about this chick that's like a vampire detective.
Yeah, and I may have picked up a few others, but I was kind of holding them back for a podcast. But no one else had it, and I don't know why. So like I submitted the update this week and the photos, and eventually I'm hoping they'll all show up. But like it had no information other than the name and the price, and like they obviously got it off of like some like SKU sheet somewhere, because it didn't have like the picture or the length of the plastic or anything. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, but you know.
You just made me remember. I should have showed this during my pickups. I got the coolest little book.
Oh yeah, dude.
Nice.
Check this out. It's like, and I think Max has a bunch of these. It's from like 85.
She's got hers.
This
like
is one of my favorites.
Like full color catalog, like jam.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's like almost 200 pages, I think. 144 pages, and it's just like, here's what's coming out and is already out. And yeah, I saw like the maiden video pieces in there. There's like adult stuff in there. It's all sorts of funky movies.
Nice.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
this sits on out on the shelf all the time. This is definitely one of my favorite covers of all the ones that they made of catalogs. There's a lot of little, like, they just have like a little strip of just like barely even lasers. This is like, it's just discs everywhere. I love it.
And the silver kind of pops.
That's
cool.
Great. They put money into this one.
That does pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had to pay for it too, right? Yeah, $250 on the back. Suggested retail.
Damn.
Right?
Dang, son.
No freebies here.
Nothing free.
Yeah.
And in Japan, they definitely have books that catalog every official release. Who was it? I think Henry Case was showing us about it on
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a book that came out in Japan right at the end. It's pretty much like the official LaserDisc book, and if it's an official release, the catalog number, MSRP, and title are in there. And sometimes it has like photos to go with it, but usually those Japanese books are like pretty much like a phone book. It's like super thin paper, and it's just like huge lists. But yeah, those are fun stuff.
Titles, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, it's all in Japanese, of course, but yeah, that's where a lot of the LDDB information got seeded from, just from those books and putting them in over the years.
Nice. So I think Ryan probably wins for the most unique titles in your
Well, I
collection.
didn't get to tell mine.
Oh yeah, what
How
do you
many
got,
do you have,
Max?
Maxie?
We got so sidetracked with laser books.
It's okay. Well, I'll tell you my most favorite out of the one that I have here, because I have about a third of my collection actually logged, and I would say I probably have. It says I only have 9, so I would think I have a lot more of that because I haven't logged all the promo discs. A lot of them I have to make things for.
Oh yeah,
like
good point. You got some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
for
favorite
sure.
one is the Pioneer pressing plant tour. The
Ooh.
Pioneer tour.
But
That's
not the
in
university,
Carson
just
City.
just the pressing plant.
It's an 8-inch. It's in a very secret vault location of one of my little LaserDisc carry cases for
Nice.
purposes of keeping it safe. So I don't have it out to show, but it doesn't have like a cover or anything. It's just a loose disc, and it's literally a LaserDisc of how they make LaserDisc. And I've never seen anything more outrageous than that.
That's awesome.
And it has a side B on it that's a little different, but it's all about the siding.
You should rip that for like YouTube if it's not up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I know,
send
I'll
that
have
to
to
me.
check.
I'll archive that for you.
Yeah.
There is one plant tour video on YouTube, but I don't know if it's the same one or
I'll
not.
have to check to see.
It's pretty awesome.
The only other ones I have that are apparently unique, I have a laser karaoke sample disc for Midam 91. And I have Laser Communication Volume 8. Apparently Tracy I Love You is unique to me because apparently no one else has decided to admit they have that.
Everyone's lying, yeah.
I'm lying.
But otherwise the only other ones I have here listed on this list are just like these weird, I got a lot a while back of like surfer kind of movies. So I have one here that's called Shockwaves, Wave of the Future, and then Blazing Boards.
Oh.
And so like I haven't watched any of those yet, but
yeah, that sounds.
Yes.
Oh,
Santa with
premium.
muscles.
I don't know if no one else has Taiwan or Singapore Santa with muscles, do they?
No.
Why is he so tan?
I know. What's going on? Is he wearing like blackface or something?
Yeah, he's extra tan. I have no idea what's going on.
A body double or something?
No, it's just like I think it's just terrible color saturation on the cover.
Those pythons.
Yeah, but
even on the back, he's like
premium tan.
The coloring on that is not good because the U.S. cover is not like that.
No, that's
but
so funny.
I don't think anyone else has that.
cool.
No, but I think people would admit it if they did.
Yeah.
Man. All right, so we got one last quick question. Seth Peterson wants to know, Wizard Mouse or Sailor Duck?
Wizard Mouse.
Wizard Mouse.
Wizard Mouse.
Wizard Mouse.
All day. Get out of here, Sailor Duck.
Boo, Sailor
No
Duck.
pants, Sailor Duck.
Sorry, buddy. All right. So that's it for mailbag. We got a lot more questions we're going to save for later, but we'd be here all night if we had to answer them all. So, next episode, we're going to get back into some of the stuff. So let's do some hot topics, hot things that have been happening in the LaserDisc collecting community, maybe in LaserDisc forever, etc. I know one important thing was that our friend, Mr. Ryan Cushing, became a moderator of the LDF recently.
Yeah, it's cool. I enjoy it. I haven't had to do anything other than let people in, and needless to say, let in a lot of people, and none of them are female. Not that we're surprised at all. But
it's a sausage party.
No, it was a surprise when I showed up.
All the dudes are like, what?
And there's been a couple fakes that have obviously tried to get in that haven't, but it seems like there's a lot of people joining every day now. Like, and I don't know if LaserDisc is getting popular or what, but like I see them, and since I'm an admin on a cell group as well, I see them joining both. So like they're either finding stuff or trying to get more because they found out about it. So I don't know if that's good or bad for us, but and by bad I would mean like people wanting to buy up all the Hogan discs. You can't have this one.
No.
But who knows? But yeah, it's fun. There's been no like super drama. Like they got that all out of the way like before I started, which is good.
Yeah.
Just remember, with great power comes great payouts. I think it's with payouts. Yeah,
payouts.
So.
I do it for the admin pay. I know that like Vinny's getting 25% of my moderator pay, which is a step below, but like there's so many people in the group that like they all took a pay cut to start paying out to me. So joke's on them.
You'll be a made man eventually. So
yeah.
Full admin status. So yeah, congrats, buddy.
Thanks.
Now you have to get to work.
Now I just got to crack some skulls and kick you guys out when you cross me now.
Right.
Gotta show them who's boss.
I mean, you really got to try because, most of the time, everybody, unless it's an AR discussion, is pretty civil in there. So,
yeah, there were some mild AR battles, mostly just, there was a James Cameron one that always happens. Our buddy Tyler was doing a lot of like super aggressive, like the pen and scan version of the Abyss is the way it's meant to be seen. And it just turned into
the essay. I mean,
yeah.
He wouldn't have written the essay if he didn't feel that way.
Or he, understood how to sell laser discs.
I've read the essay and I've read his thoughts on it pretty copiously.
Are you saying the flip flopper?
No, I'm not saying he's not a flip-flopper. I think he's just misquoted and misrepresented by LaserDisc fans a lot of
Because
times.
I read that as pan and scan is the future, and we should all get 100-inch screens, and that's why I bought one.
Fair enough.
I think it's more of he understood that, like, for the home viewing format, that there was value to a pan and scan because of the fact that we didn't at the time all have widescreen HD TVs. The world has changed. We have
that's
HD
exactly
monitors in front of us now and screens, and our phones have more resolution than our TVs did. So it's a different world. But for the love of God, if you have a phone, don't record your video like this. Turn it sideways, you heathens.
Yeah, everybody likes to quote that essay out of context, but I think the nail on the head is just the technology wasn't there, you know, and like movie directors had to always keep that in mind, that eventually, even though, you know, it was shot for a big screen, it's going to end up on a small square, and you always got to keep that in mind with, you know, the action that's going on or what the hell you're going to do with it.
Yeah, he was super frustrated by standard definition. Like, I remember seeing an interview with Gary Reber from Widescreen Review asking him about, you know, sound. And he's like, I don't even want to talk about sound because, like, in the 90s, like, home cinema sound was badass, like as good as the cinema. He's like, we need to fix television because, you know, we're watching this low resolution standard definition. It's a shame none of his stuff, like, except for what, T2 was the only one that hit Muse. We should add some Abyss on Muse, or, you know, some True Lies Muse. He would have loved that.
I'd get that Muse,
dude. But yeah, it was that thing. It was like he had a limited amount of resolution. But even so, like he reframed the Abyss in Letterbox when it first dropped to that 1.90:1, and he regretted doing that within a few years. So even between the special edition and that original version, the transfer technology had gotten better, that he could, you know, make a better transfer, less aliasing, a little bit more visible detail, etc. So yeah. And the other key is Super 35. That's what everyone mentions. He specifically even mentions in that write-up that pan and scanning a scope film, he calls it image triage, and he calls it unacceptable. He was a little bit more okay with 1.85:1 films, you know, getting transferred. But yeah, Super 35 is the key there. So a lot of dudes aren't making Super 35 movies. So the James Cameron technique isn't always available. I mean, now it's all digital anyway, so who cares? But back in the day,
we're all right in the trash these days.
Yeah, right. So there was that. That's always that thread happens on the regular though. There's always like a James Cameron thread, like it seems every month or so.
I think we've gone a couple months without a Nimoy thread, so that's been good.
Dude, I saw that. I watched a movie on Amazon. Sorry, Vanny. Called like Survival of the Film Freaks or something. It's a documentary about cult movie fans, and they actually talk about LaserDisc, but they completely forget to talk about how LaserDisc is connected to cult movies at all. They never even get into like conventions selling, you know, bootlegs of LaserDiscs and stuff. No, like it's just, we're going to talk about LaserDisc randomly for about 5 minutes, and they showed all these clips of the Talking Rock. I'm like, sweet.
That's not even the best Nimoy disc.
Which is the best one? The one with the signature on it?
The movie.
That's also the best Orson Welles disc.
Yeah.
Also, what's everybody's thoughts on this whole overpriced players at retro stores thing? Like, there seems to be this expectations that retro stores need to have the same pricing as Goodwills. What do you guys think?
I mean, if they're getting it, I can't fault them at all.
Yeah.
And then maybe if they're selling well, they can take more trades in, and it grows the format. I mean, it's dead, but it grows it to, you know, people who want to consume it. So
So I look at it this way, you know, people are always like sour grapes posting on like, oh man, I just missed this player for $50. I just missed this one on eBay for $75. And everybody's like, man, I could have got this deal. And there's very few people posting about, wow, I got this crazy deal. That tells me these crazy deals really are kind of drying up, you know. That might be what the market is willing to bear. You know, if they're putting a price tag on there for a couple $100 and somebody shows up and they're like, here's my couple $100, that's how much it's worth. Like, great job if you got it for $10 2 years ago, but man, that ship sailed.
Prices are going up lately too. So
my one local record shop that stocks them, and actually I got a couple of them, they can usually have a single-sided player in, but if they get anything that plays two sides, even just like, you know, the standard run-of-the-mill like 503s or whatever, they sell it within, a couple of weeks, and they're not asking 50 or $100. They're asking, $200, or they're getting someone to trade in a stack of records. So, they're out there and people want them. So, and it's not necessarily the 11,000 people in LaserDisc Forever or the 5,000 in Collectors Club. It's, even though there's a lot of overlap, it's, there's a lot of silent people that just probably hate social media.
That and the value of just getting it, you can see it working, like in a shop scenario, right? You can
zero risk.
There's no risk of it getting smashed in the mail. Like there's something.
There's shipping.
Yeah, that's a key point.
I hear that shipping's bad for players.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, Bill's been through some issues. Yeah.
I've had good luck. All I can say is I've shipped many to Canada and they've made it in one piece.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything because I also had, I'm just gonna start knocking on this wood like crazy. Yeah.
My 925 was shipped like
down successfully in the UK today, so I'm very happy about that.
Excellent.
So I guess not all of them break in shipping, but holy smokes, it seems like a good portion of them do.
I thought my 925 was dead because it was shipped in like somebody's receiver box with like they'd put some cardboard under the bottom so it didn't bounce, and it was not double boxed or anything, and it came without a scratch or anything. I still to this day I don't know how it made it through USPS.
Dang.
From Florida.
Wow.
But yeah,
and that's why I had mentioned in a message to you, Bill, that I might bring the 925 for calibration, like just in case. Like it works well, but I'm so paranoid that like something's not quite right. But
that's true. Like there's always that, our pal Moikey would always say, why am I going to pay eBay prices anywhere but eBay? But again, when you're buying a LaserDisc player, you're paying eBay prices for a chance it's going to get damaged and you're going to have to send it back.
Isn't Moikey the dude that was like, I'm not even opening up this box because the corner is crushed on it? I'm sending it right back.
That might be. I don't know. Yeah.
Shout out to Moikey.
I don't live by Moikey's.
It's actually it's like, this is just going right back because they messed up packaging it. So like, he should be able to relate to that.
So yeah, we're late enough in the podcast too that like we can talk bad about him and he wouldn't. He'll
never see this.
Yeah.
And for those of you asking about him, the invitation is out there. We've asked him to join us, and he just
someday.
Yeah, someday.
Maybe that's our grail right there. It's getting Wiki on.
There you go.
But yeah, there is something to be said. Oh, sorry for just seeing a player in person, and maybe it is worth a little bit more. To be able to
PGT was a grail.
I don't think we can get PGT, man.
He might like the video though.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah. For sure.
Nice you did.
I mean, I did win a player at an auction for $1 once.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't have a power cord. It was a Sony without a power cord, and it worked right off the bat once I found a power cord that cost me $3.
Was it cut or was it just like a plug-in?
It was one of those that you can remove. So like it was, but
wow,
there were no laser discs or anything. So like everyone's like, well, what the heck is this? And they were at like $5 with no bids. And I go, and if you've ever gone to auctions, which if they're trying to get a bid at something and you say lower to get them going so that they're going to sell it, they'll take it usually. So I said $1 and no one bid against me.
Oh man.
And my friend who runs a record shop is like, he's like, you probably know how to fix that, don't you? And I'm like, well, like, first we got to see if it turns on. And if it turns on, it might be golden, but there was no way to test it. So you gotta go out there and find things, like not just thrift stores. You gotta actually like search things out, go to flea markets, honestly, go to auctions, like pay attention to your local auctions. Like that's where you're going to find the like diamonds in the rough still, because people know about the format now. It's not this secret.
So yeah, I can't fault the and plus I know some of the guys at that particular retro store that was getting called out. That's like not too far from my house, so I kind of felt bad because they're I mean, I wouldn't pay $250 for a Denon like LA 3100, maybe a 3500 with a remote, but that's
I got to be honest, that's not an unfair price.
No. Exactly. I just don't need one myself, but it's not bad, right?
You've got players, and I've got players, so they're not really appealing to us. But somebody in like the Connecticut, Massachusetts area, dude, they're not growing on trees. There's not like Craigslist after Craigslist listing. Like you see like a bunk player show up for $100, it's gone in 24 hours. That's just how it is here. Cause for whatever reason, it's pretty dry, like generally speaking. So
for sure.
People can hate on it if they want. I disagree. I think that's a pretty solid deal. Maybe show up there with like some old retro games or records, haggle a little bit, you know, do a little trade in.
They will haggle too. They're cool with that.
Yeah. So like there's your way in, like how many of us have video games, you know? So, yeah, exactly. So like if you really want that player, you know, show up with your copy of Mario 64 that's been sitting in your basement for 10 years and you haven't even looked at, you know, trade some of that in. So
yeah, and just because you found a player for $10 at Goodwill, that's not the market value for that player. Like you got lucky. Yeah, that's just
the Goodwill gods were shining good fortune on you that day.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's right.
I saw a CED player for $10 at Goodwill.
Ah, did you leave it?
Yes, I did,
dude. Good job. Any other like hot stuff? Anybody? Any hot topics you've been seeing?
Just an observation on my end.
All right, go for it.
Collecting in maybe like a short 3 to 4 month period of time has become untouchable.
Which one was?
It's an observation of my Muse collecting.
Oh, Muse. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that specifically LaserDisc database, there used to be about 35 titles available. Mm-hmm. We're down to just the titles that are available from the South Korean seller, that Dune guy.
Yeah.
Who I don't even think is around anymore. He doesn't even respond to like messages or anything. So I think that's why those are the only ones that are left. I think every single other one got snatched up. I've also been noticing that discs that notoriously sell for about $100, $150 are going for $300 to $400.
Yeah. And yeah, one dude just bought 9 of them at auction, like that we were all kind of like looking at, or, you know, and I had some other stuff going on anyway. So I walked away from it all, but it's a good thing I did, because who knows how high that guy was going to go.
Yeah, so bad news if you're a newer prospective Muse collector. The market seems very difficult at the moment.
Yeah. However, being a guy that's been collecting since '93, I've got for the rest of my life, assuming that's more than I don't care. I don't need it now. I'm very much not a power noob. I'm not like an instant collector type. If I get another Muse disc like 10 years from now, I'm going to be like, sick, another Muse disc. So I'm going to wait for all these dudes to die, and then I'm going to go to their funerals and befriend their widows. Yeah. And then I'm going to come up with a fake name like Charles Turdcock, and I'm going to say, hey, I think he's got some LaserDiscs. Oh, those aren't worth money. And then I'm gonna get them all for $5 a pop.
But you got the cell from Charles, right?
I got Tokyo Raiders from Charles.
Oh, that's right. It was Tokyo Raiders. Yeah, because Bill would have probably bought the cell off you.
I would.
But yeah, you're right. It's a tough like market right now for sure.
Yeah, no, it's gotten out of control like pretty darn quick. You know, I will say this. I've said it on other podcasts. I'm 4 titles away from being Muse movie complete. And to your point, Sam, like I super feel that. Like it can take me 10 years to get those 4 titles, and I don't care.
I'll
Like,
totally get them.
yeah, I'll totally get them at some point, and I won't overpay for them, and I'll be just as stoked as if I got them tomorrow. You know?
Yeah, because I bet some guys are gonna go for some serious bidding frenzies.
Yeah, well, there was a Back to the Future Part 2 for $1,000 on LaserDisc database.
Damn, it's gone.
I don't know if it got removed. Maybe there was like a back alley deal or something. It's not there anymore, and it's not showing up in the sales history.
Huh?
I did try to put a reasonable offer on that, and didn't even hear back. So sure. But yeah, like just to put it in perspective, like it's very out of hand.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the world is not enough with no Obi sell for $400+.
True, there was that slate releases that just sold for ridiculous, like at least double what they used to go for.
Yeah, definitely. 10 Things I Hate About You for sure.
Right.
Yeah, Fight Club was even over $200 now.
Yeah.
Which Fight Club's bounced around a lot, but like, and it's a movie people like. That helps.
But yeah, World is Not Enough. No Obi for
high-end stuff. If it went on auction, like in the last probably 18 months, you were going to get hosed if you were the seller. It was going to sell for significantly under market value. And now these days, it's like it almost flipped 180. If you're doing a buy it now, you're doing yourself an injustice and leaving money on the table as a seller. You know, seems like the auctions are like really, really getting over the top heated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not so time to sell all those late releases and retire early, kids.
Peter. He's not calling me, unfortunately.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, there's money to be made. I'm gonna sell all my concert tees. That's gonna be my thing.
Sick, dude. Sell them to me.
Yeah. I'll give you a PM.
Look it up.
Man. Any other hot topics?
Paper House sucks, by the way.
Oh, you didn't dig it, huh?
It says it's a horror movie on LDDB. It's not. It's like these kids and like she goes to like a house to like because it was so freaking boring and terrible. It was not scary at all.
Well, look, there's a spooky kid.
You like the cover looks so cool.
The cover looks better than the movie is. There were people that said they liked it, but they probably didn't like it for a horror movie because it was boring as shit. Oh my god! Like I like couldn't keep. I was listing things on eBay because that was more fun than this. Like
damn.
Yeah, so I just had to put that out there.
It sucks so much Altman left.
Yeah.
Scared him away.
I think it was the worst movie I've watched this month by far.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of hate. Wow.
Yeah.
He watches a lot of shit too.
Yeah, he does.
I watched Mirror Mirror 3 with Mark Ruffalo.
And Rot.
Who's Mark Ruffalo, Lise? I mean, there's no redeeming quality of Paper House. Like
It was so boring. I couldn't tell you if there were. Like,
man, but the kid and the stuff on fire, right? Is that?
I don't even remember anymore. Like, yeah, God, I was so bored. Like, and I watched terrible stuff, and I'm like, oh, it was terrible, but there were some cool spots. This one, I just like, I couldn't even keep watching it. Like, I'd listen to it, and like, just some British girl like talking and.
Peter watched a blue screen for 2 hours.
Yeah, he did. I've done that too without even being sick, just that late at night. And you're like, yep, I should turn all this off. Yeah.
Usually like drunk when that happens.
I don't even have that excuse. I've done that for like about like a good 2 hour span from like 1:30 in the morning to like 3:30. Like wake up again every 20 minutes. Like, nope, back asleep.
Oh man, I was watching something earlier this week. I don't even remember what the hell it was. I fell asleep on side A. I woke up at the side flip just to flip it and went back to sleep.
Well, the player was probably making noise.
It was. It got me. I better flip this over and just like instantly passed back. It was so bad. I don't even remember what the hell I was watching.
I love when I do that and I get a feel like I've actually seen the movie. Yeah. I'm like, it flips and I see like a couple scenes, and while it's happening, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching this. And then the next day I'll watch it and there's like a giant 20-minute chunk that I missed. I'm like, holy shit, I did not see that movie.
That's why this movie was cool. And Ryan, you don't get the single-sided players, man. It's because I fall asleep and then I gotta get up, and like that's my like in or I'm out. Like if I go back to sleep after like physically getting up.
That's why I got LDS1 in the bedroom, because that's same thing.
Yep. Well, I got mad at my S2 because I had to flip it, and Moik can't come out because of COVID. So I had to. I switched back to the X9 as the one I've been watching a lot of stuff on, and now the R7G because I'm running it through its paces. But yeah, I mean, I do like my S2. It's a great picture, but man, like Paper House just fucking sucked. I'm just gonna say it. Somebody's gonna get really mad in the comments or the live chat, or
Maxeene knows the director probably.
Not on that one.
All right, good.
Just schoolies. But he did a bunch. He worked with Charles Band and a bunch of different stuff.
Oh, nice.
He was in what was the one? I showed it a while back. It had Demi Moore and it's Parasite.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He actually like was in that one, but he directed this one. He actually did Rockula also.
Oh shit!
Giving him mega shout outs.
Back.
Cool.
We gotta get some directors on the podcast.
Yeah, what's up?
Or those folks from Vinegar Syndrome, one of our official sponsors.
I know those punks. I'm working on it someday.
Wait, do we not get to know the secret yet?
I don't even think they've announced it yet.
Not going to happen. Yeah.
They still haven't announced it. Yeah.
Sam's poll is really dwindling. He can't even become a moderator.
I know. I didn't want to become a moderator. I was like, everyone's like, it's going to be Sam. I'm like, no way, man. No. I don't have time for that.
You already do tech support for people via PMs. So
I actually, I think I put too much work into that, like moderating, and I don't actually have a official title.
Yeah.
You're a sleeper. You're a sleeper mod.
I was that guy at the record store that was helping people find all the records and the movies and stuff, but didn't actually work there. So still continuing the trend.
Shout out to Murder Party.
Ooh, what do you get?
Damn,
Murder Party.
What was the movie that you were doing top secret recordings for and stuff?
They still haven't announced it yet, so I still can't talk about it. Yeah.
It's a Black Friday thing. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a Black Friday, like the movie? You just
like for their Black Friday sale, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a secret.
We're guessing
one. Yeah.
Like Ice Cube and Chris Tucker?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, well, it's like Spookies was too. It took forever for them to announce that one too. So it's probably going to be something like that. I'll tell you guys.
Which none of us actually talked about.
What?
I was thinking Spookies might get a little love.
Oh,
it is pretty awesome.
Man,
I mean, it's a shit show, but it's awesome.
Man, the 80s, everything go in the 80s.
Yeah, I was looking at my collection and I'm like, man, I like this 80s movie. I like this. And then I started looking at 90s movies. I'm like, that's okay. I've talked about that one. That one's okay. And I'm like, man, 80s really just, they were killing it for horror.
Dude, they killed it. There's so many. There's like 50. And there's so many I don't know. Everyone just knows them. I mean, The Thing, all of them. Like, it's just, there's so many.
Yeah, have you guys seen that documentary series, In Search of Darkness?
Not yet.
Yes.
There's a second one that just dropped. The first one was great. It's like 4 hours.
That's why I haven't seen it.
I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
No, that's worthy. 45 minutes and slept through 2.5 hours of it.
Oh, dude, I watched it with my wife, and it took us I think 5 times to see it because she'd just nap out after a half an hour. But it's great. It's so you can just pick up wherever. Yeah. 1985. Be like, all right, cool. We'll watch what movies came out that year. But yeah, it's awesome.
I'm gonna check that out for sure. Love that.
Yeah, it should be on
It's
LaserDisc.
not on LaserDisc or VHS or.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it on the stream?
Yeah, it's on the stream. It's on Trevor's
Shudder.
favorite Shudder network.
Wait, what's
Shudder, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's called In Search of Darkness.
Shudder.
In Search of Darkness?
And they just dropped the second, but I looked.
Yeah.
The second one's not on Shudder yet, so it's got to be I think you can buy it or something like that.
It took a little while for that to wind up on Shudder.
Yeah.
That was like a weird release. Like you have to buy it and then it sells out.
Yeah,
and
it was
then,
some sort of
maybe they
Kickstarter
put it
thing.
on sale again 6 months later and they'll have a different cover and it sells out, and then they just kept putting it on sale 3 times. And then now it's on Shudder.
The digital copy sold out.
Yeah.
No, I think there was a physical
DVD.
release.
I think there was a counterpart. Yeah. But I think
to own a physical copy, it was we're making whatever 5,000 of them, they'd sell them. Then they would change the cover on it 6 months later, sell 5,000 more of them.
On the streaming, I was like, what?
Yeah, I think my buddy Christian Horror, we should get him on, man. That guy is a killer horror LaserDisc collection. I think on his channel he's got a coupon code or something if you want to get the second one. So check out Christian Horror. And now he owes me. Actually, he's got way more subs, so I owe him.
Culture Dog at manscaping.com. Use your code.
Yeah, man, get that 30% off.
And Trevor is our resident ball bag expert.
Yep. Smooth ball bag. 30% off.
Excellent. All right, let's do what's spinning. I think we drove this into the ground. Or what's up next spinning. I'm gonna do more of that Val Lewton box set. I don't know which one. Probably I don't know if I'm gonna go with the Cat People sequel, but I'm probably gonna do I Walked with a Zombie. So because that's up next right after Cat People. So what are you gonna watch, Ryan? Oh, that little Chucky film.
Yeah, I've been looking for this one forever, and it kept not getting it or getting outbid by probably Bill each time. He probably has 7 copies, but
he's gonna retire on them.
So I was really happy to snag it, and I'm gonna watch it now because yeah. Altman?
I'm gonna finish Puppet Master 3,
Nice.
4, and 5.
Nice.
Nice.
Bill?
I don't know. I'm feeling something kind of gnarly tonight. I might do City of the Living Dead.
Excellent.
I feel like I always I'm
Ooh.
still Fulci. Fuck it. So I think I'm gonna
Fulci
stick.
Friday.
Yeah, what's up, Trevor? What are you watching?
I think I'm gonna watch Spawn, the director's cut.
Nice.
I saw it in the theater, and I remember not being crazy about it. And I've never actually rented it or did anything. I've caught it on TV or cable, so maybe I like the director's cut.
Yeah, it's all right.
More.
The effects
We'll see.
haven't aged well, but it's pretty badass sound wise.
I just remember being like, we were all excited for it. That came out like while I was in high school,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the one super Spawn freak loved it, and we were all kind of like, yeah, it is what it
Comic
is.
was way cooler.
Yeah, the HBO animated series was way cooler.
That was cool.
It definitely was.
There's a Japan laser for that too.
Yeah, that's actually sick. That volume 1 and 2. Yep.
But being underwhelmed with it, that's why I was like, I've never actually sat and watched a director's cut. So when I saw that in that lot, I was like, well, let's throw that on the watch pile.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun, man. What do you watch, Max?
Maxeene?
Nice.
Mm,
Dope.
This one.
is that a gold disc?
It is a gold disc.
Nice.
I'll give a little sneak peek.
Nice.
Wicked.
This I've never seen, but obviously it's got all the goodies on here, so I'm really excited. I like watching these little compilation ones. They really like get me in the mood to watch something specific.
Yeah, that's like one of the few Synapse LaserDiscs too. I think
Yeah,
there's like a handful of them.
Non-synapse
Like
one of that.
2 of them.
Released.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a one that's a non-gold one.
Yeah,
That's kind of a VHS plus looking one.
yeah, you got
Yeah.
the better one.
This is the nice one.
Yeah, that one's cool. It's more like behind the scenes and focusing on like the production and cinematography than it is like focusing on like shocking scenes and stuff that like most of the other.
I love. Well, that's right up my alley. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Yeah, I really dug that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously love special effects and behind the scenes stuff. This is like, yeah, I can see some
Man.
camera work. Woo! Into
I
it.
love that. Hopefully, it's got some Tenebrae stuff in it because that shot of the
It
house
says
It does.
is insane.
And it shows you how they did the whole shot of the house.
That camera rig is so nuts.
Yeah.
for this now. Wow, really good job, Sal.
Nice. All right.
Cool.
Well,
Excellent.
everybody enjoy their films, and yeah, we're gonna come back with some more horror stuff the next time too in a couple of weeks. So get ready, kids. In the meantime, stay out of trouble. Don't do drugs unless you do drugs, in which case do drugs, and then watch some LaserDisc.
Do drugs. Watch LaserDisc.